confirm
Six.
it.
Confirm. I'm loading in.
Where is your die then?
It's the red one in the middle of the table.
That's a 6.
That's a 6.
That's a 4.
Holy shit. We leveled up to 12. Woo!
Oof. My max
My
HP is now 87.
I gave myself 2 constitution, so I have 91 max now. Which is pretty respectable.
Oh!
Out of the 70 slump.
7.
Nice.
Rolled a 7 on my
Yeah.
D8.
Great.
That is now 119 health.
Fucking hell.
Not bad, not bad.
You've already got enough.
Save some for the rest of us. Jeez.
I am so screwed.
Hey, no,
Did
it's
you-
fine.
Jamie, did you settle on what you were going to do for your level up? Are you going to... I mean, I would recommend bumping your wisdom up to full, but
Yeah, I did put 2 into my wisdom in the end.
that's going to be the thing that makes the biggest difference to your character mechanically. I think I know feats are cool and all, but
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
going to
get
take
that
Orcish
stuff.
Fury. I was going to take Orcish Fury, but it's like once a short
Not
rest
good.
to get an extra damage dice. And it's like,
Yeah.
eh.
could take that, but it's bad.
I took a feat. I'm now fast as fuck, boys.
Right.
I took a feat as well
What did you take?
to get my initiative up. I took.
Oh, you took a lot. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's great.
Nothing else really for me.
Obadiah knows about being ambushed as well, so
I was about going last quite a bit.
yeah, right.
Fancy getting some strength to improve your quarterstaff attacks?
I have yet to use a quarterstaff attack.
I just realized, like, until Tongi joined, I was the only person who can use weapons.
Yeah.
But then I
I can.
don't need to.
I can use some. I can use dwarven things. I got dwarven martial.
I can use a scimitar.
Yeah.
Don't want to.
I mean,
Exactly.
you've got 10 strength and 15 dex.
Yeah. But that, if I was planning to use weapons, I would have put my stats in different spots.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's what I mean. Like... Nobody
Yeah,
here.
you do see
You three
kind of
cannot use them. I mean, Titius could. And did to great effect.
Was a fighter with a boomstick.
Am I recording? Okay, the icon wasn't there.
Okay. Gulrod, the leader of the Golden Voice, is dead. You have found a side passage into his villa, deep beneath the lower city of Mazenol. And there you have killed him. In doing so, you have stumbled upon a congress with beings seemingly from another world. Their nature you did not stick around to find out, although one of them attempted to make contact with at least some of you. There was no bargain to be made, no parley to be struck. Some were killed, splattered, exploded from within. One escaped via teleportation, taking with it, it seems, a large quantity of sky iron and deep rock chain as it spoils. You have some sense of where you are going next. Gulrod was your primary target down here, but the Golden Voice Order may yet continue to fight without him. That remains to be seen. But for now, you have a moment of peace. Deep here in the villa of the Golden Voice. What would you like to do?
Can you remind me, Jed, what state Harlow was in?
Harlow
Unconscious,
he is coming through to consciousness. He is somewhat, I will label him on the thing. He is somewhat disoriented, perhaps coming round to
Is
consciousness.
Hollow
as they say.
missing member of the council?
Harlow is, he's the head of the
Mines
mining
clan.
clan, effectively.
Oh yeah.
And through arcana rolls and kind of dealing with him here, it has been ascertained that he's been the subject of a nasty manipulative spell named Geas.
I would like to walk down the stairs and go over to Harlow, relieve Gav from his duties, and say, "You should go and have a look upstairs." Thank you. Green hand.
It's
Okay,
clear
well,
up there, is it?
I'm just going to
Oh,
look
yeah.
in this room.
There's a teleportation circle, I believe. Go and have a look.
And somebody said there was another room besides this one. Is that
So
correct?
this
Yeah.
is another set of stairs going up
Okay.
that have not yet been investigated.
All right.
Okay. Gav, going upstairs, you recognize telltale marks of an Arcanist's chamber. Certainly, the remains of a used teleportation circle, although it has lost all of its charge and much of its definition in the casting, remain on the floor.
It was never made clear whether the golden cloaks were arcane or clerical, was it? Because Gav had assumed they were clerical.
They,
Well, people in the golden book who use that circle.
I'll get you to make me an Arcana roll, but there's some things that Obadiah can just know and work out.
All right. Well, taking a look at the circle and around the room, there's a crit.
There's a 20 on the die. Yeah, it's very firmly, everything that you've seen them do comes from the enchantment tradition. Nearly everything you've seen them do comes from the enchantment tradition of wizardry. Their style of casting, the way that they chant, everything like that. They hold a role, like a social role, that feels a little bit like a kind of priestly cast, but so do loads of aspects of dwarven life. You know,
Okay.
this is something
Yes,
that
I
Obadiah
understand.
knows a bit about, right? He knows,
Yeah.
you know, dwarven society is organized into orders and clans and a kind of preordained way of things, in which most people in mastery of their craft are held up, you know, with a level of dignity and respect. Borva Brightiron, in being a master smith, is, you know, regarded with respect by his neighbours and treats that
Yeah, that's
in
like
a
a
way
religious
analogous.
position
Yes, this
or a
is
social
exactly it.
position.
This
Gotcha.
is exactly the religious position and the social position conflate one another. The Golden Voice are able to operate in public, but much of their ritual then is secretive. But from what you have seen, you are confident that what they're doing is enchanting as magic. And
Okay.
indeed, to look above the table there a little bit, there's a couple of things. They didn't come into play an awful lot because they require the target of an attack to be able to see who is attacking them. But there are a couple of things that I lifted directly from the Enchanter Wizard.
Cool.
The spell they cast on me as well.
Well, things like hypnotic pattern and I don't know if command appears on that list, but fuck it, I'm using it anyway.
Command is very clerical.
Yeah, command classically it appears that way, but charm,
paladin.
person, and suggestion will also work for, you know, enchanters. Guess.
So the circle on the ground, the teleportation circle.
Yeah.
Is there any markings on it that I can discern if it is traveling to a particular location or a particular plane?
As I say, it's lost a good bit of its definition.
Okay.
Who was it that witnessed? It was Gronon that witnessed the escape, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can talk about it, like I'm sure we would.
Yeah, absolutely. And you may have relayed that when you were going down to say that. In which case...
So it was only a temporary circle. So
It was marked
It's a
up as a
hasty,
temporary
is
circle.
what you said, wasn't it?
Yeah,
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 okay.
it's been hastily drawn up with chalk on the ground. But Gronon very clearly saw a moss-wrapped hunk of granite being cast up into the air.
Like we did.
Caught. Yeah,
I was back here as well, so I would have noticed.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would have at least two
using
witnesses.
much the same technique that you all used. All of you used to escape the hells.
So there are bookshelves around? Is
there
that
are
what that's-
bookshelves. Yeah, absolutely. There are 2 bookshelves and 2 kind of work tables. 3 work tables? Yeah, let's say 3 work tables. Yeah.
Very much.
Right, well, have a rummage.
You will. Again, I'll encourage an investigation check.
Here's a 19.
19. So there's a couple of
28.
things. There's a couple of things that you'll notice. I believe a couple of spell books will catch your eye. Let me go back up to look at a couple of things. Including what's clearly including the same book of binding and traveling, binding and trapping that you found. And it is, you're confident it is the same. Just from the markings on the spine, it is the same book you found beneath Beck's house in Ansil. It's obviously a different copy, but the way that it's been marked up, the way that it's been bound, you'll catch
Same
that and have a
printing.
degree of recognition on it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna take it. Just
Yeah.
because obviously that's too dangerous.
Yeah.
Knowledge to be out in the world.
Yeah. On one of the workbenches, you see what may well be, and actually piecing through it against a really high investigation check, it's Gulrod's personal spellbook.
Ooh.
Excellent. We shall have fun with this.
So Sam already found, but I'll remind you. So there are 4 greater healing potions on a particular table, and kind of spells and reagents and kind of concoctions that might be used further for brewing things. Did you already claim those, Sam?
No, I didn't. I forgot about them. I'm going to add one for people.
If you take one, yeah, absolutely. So Gronon has found
shout out if you're taking one, otherwise I'll take them for the party pot.
I'm
take all
taking
the
the health
reagents and
potion.
stuff as well.
Okay, Tongi, you might as well take the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I won't write them down. For the
Everyone
party
other than
healing
Obadiah's
box.
got one.
There
Yeah,
was
got it.
greater healing.
Greater
No,
healing
regular.
potions.
Oh, greater, okay.
Greater healing potions, yeah. There are a couple of spots you'll notice.
Yeah.
It looks like things have been taken. The kind of things are stacked in a way where a neat person, and much of the room is fairly neat, wouldn't have stacked them that way. That Obadiah will notice this, particularly in amongst, where there might otherwise have been a pile of scrolls. That sort of thing.
I'll skim over the reagents and components just for anything out of the ordinary, valuable,
Absolutely.
and then I'll
Yeah.
turn my attention to that passage leading up again.
Give me a second. I want to see if I can tell you anything specific for that. Taking me a second longer than it should. Because there's quite a bit of ink. There's good, high quality ink. That has things. Things
bound.
Yeah.
I'll pocket all that shit because I'll be obviously copying a ton of shit from Gulrod's spellbook. So
Yeah, absolutely. Where is this? That's not that.
Sorry.
You'll recognize very easily the copper wiring that's used in for detecting thoughts. Trying to see what else.
Oh no, it's only like if there's gems worth 1,000 gold for raising the dead and shit. The odds and ends I'll just gather up.
Yeah.
Off camera as I see fit,
absolutely. Yeah, well that's that. We have here holy water and powdered silver and iron worth at least 100 gold. Your
Right.
Arcana check and your investigation check was sufficiently high. You can ascertain this being used for the magic circle spell.
Oh, and I know magic circle as well.
You do, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'll take that. Cool.
And then I don't think anything else.
No worries.
Yeah, a bunch of chalk and kind of marking stuff that you would use for further teleportation circles. Yeah, so again, teleportation circle should require rare chalks and inks infused with precious gems worth 50 gold.
Cool. I'll grab all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
There are a few other books, some of which are kind of histories and biographies of noted figures through Azenhall's history, some of which you will recognize the names of just offhand, including some living figures. There is a schematic of orcish physiology. You can, pretty clearly tell that this has been drawn from, living specimens dissection.
Yeah, I've drawn them myself.
Yeah.
Not of works. Just of lizard people.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll pocket that as possible evidence for this man's misgivings. I'll take a look at the little histories, and I'll just make sure that our former high priest of the chain, whatever it was called,
Sigmund,
isn't among them. If he is, I'll take it. If not, press on upstairs.
Well, I'm pretty sure we saw Sigmund die, didn't we?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But if somebody had written a history about him while he was still alive.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, history about him.
Because, it's 400 years old or whatever dwarves lived to.
There's a book about the church in the Deep Rock.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You recognize the volume. It's something that you've seen before because it is written from an outsider's perspective. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Absolutely. So it's about kind of curiosities a person might have with regard to this religion. But yeah, certainly you will recall then that there is reference to Sigmund in it and his works in preserving the faith, motivating the work, keeping things true to it.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely. But yeah, not much else kind of catches your eye.
Okay. Let's head upstairs.
Yep.
I'll shout around to the guys. I'm going to send Mortimer running back down to the lower floor, and I'll just quickly telepathically say through Mortimer, if I think I can, to the Grornon? I've been calling them Gromnon. That we're heading upstairs.
Yeah. Ronan, Harlow is beginning to come back into focus. He seems pleased to see you, pleased to see another dwarf. But I think your passive insight is high enough to kind of see he's not reacting to you in a way where he's sure who you are. There isn't that kind of look of recognition on his face.
My man's got dementia.
Now, you're sure you've met this guy, but he's not.
That's right.
Disrespectful, you should kill him.
Yeah. What's his name again, sir?
Harlow.
Harlow, yeah. Harlow, like the place in Essex.
Hello.
Cool. Come on, Harlow, we've got to move. Don't worry, you're perfectly safe. We'll look after you.
Give me a deception check.
Yes, that is a classic use of deception. You're very true. Didn't even think about it.
That was the truest deception roll ever.
That is a 20.
God damn.
He extends an arm. You're able to kind of grip him by the elbow, help him to his feet. The furniture in here is, fitted for dwarf stature, as it should be. Stairs are short-stepped. And before long, he's up and walking with you. Although he has a sense of disorientation, it isn't until you get to the stairs and he sees the feet of the man that you have decapitated, or that has been recently decapitated.
Mhm.
His erstwhile host, that he seems to tense up.
Wrong way, man.
But he's dead.
Well, yeah, there's a few of them around here dead.
And he looks around the room, and it is as if he's seeing now for the first time the insectoid bodies of the Mesoloths. And panic is beginning to take him for half a second before he swallows it, screws his face. Says, accidents happen.
No, these
All
were
right.
no accidents. This was entirely on purpose.
Oh. You can tell me about it over a drink later, then.
Indeed. We must get you back to the guild house? Guild?
The storehouse.
Storehouse, yes. Sorry, I'm really terrible.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's all right. That's okay.
So, yes, yes. Come on, let's get you up there. Things are due a change, I'm afraid, my man.
All right, up then.
Up indeed. Can you manage on your own, or do you need a hand?
I'm not sure I know the way.
No, I mean walk on your own.
Well, sure. Maybe. Yes, I'll be all right.
Go on then, after you, up here.
Yeah, he's keeping a hand on the wall, but he is making his way up the stairs, stepping gingerly around the corpse and the blood, of which there is much. Harlow has a roughness to him. His boots are scuffed and scraped. His clothes are...
Can you,
yeah.
Can I have some history on Harlow?
Yeah, absolutely.
What I would know about him?
Yeah, absolutely. He is, when we say he is the leader of the Miners Guild, so the clan leaders in general are not kind of formally elected so much as brought to the fore by consensus. The families get together and talk. Older dwarves get together and talk and nominate a leader. People are generally, and I have to say generally because I'm sure we all know that this isn't always the case, but dwarves are generally able to, once an idea is good, each other will recognize that it's good. Now, Harlow had spent, half a lifetime down on the rock face and had done his share of pickaxe swinging, but has a reputation for kind of safety and fastidiousness and making sure things were propped up, making sure spirits were good as well as kind of health and body. He was very strict on the shift change, where the previous leaders of the Miners Guild, maybe if people stayed on an extra 10 minutes after their shift, that wouldn't hurt them. Maybe if they were in an extra 10 minutes before their shift, that wouldn't hurt them. Harlow was seen as someone who made the miners happier, and by virtue healthier. And in that order as well.
Sounds like a hell of a leader.
Now, the reason that you know this, Gronon, is because when you came to Mazenol for the first time, people were talking about it. Because he himself did not seem his happy self. He himself had not been down to the rock face for some time. And spirits were beginning to slip. And for you, that seemed an ample opportunity. I think I'm fair in saying Gronon would see that as an angle to exploit discontent already here.
That's a little bit of discontent.
People had a sense that their leaders maybe didn't have what's best for them in mind. All of a sudden.
Oh, okay. So he's not a bastard then. That's basically what I was asking.
Historically, no.
Yeah.
But
Of recent,
his reputation's changed a bit. And
Yes.
you've been no small part in fostering that change of reputation.
Yes. So although I have done him the nasty, I've already done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And now you meet the man. And you're realizing this might be the first time you're actually meeting him. Although you've been in the presence of his body, you've seen his face a number of times. He has put up his nose towards you and refused to shake your hand a few times.
And now I am taking his hand and guiding him.
Yeah.
Yes, the irony is not lost. Okay.
There is, maybe you understand where that old reputation is coming from. Or maybe you don't. He's cautious around the blood, but his boots aren't clean. His uniform is, crackly and worn. The knees on his trousers have dust ingrained in the seams and the stitching, for example. He doesn't look like Gulrod did, with the shining, gleaming gold of his armor.
Okay, cool. Right, well, yeah, after you, please. I will follow behind him.
Yeah. And he makes it up the stairs, and when he comes back in sight of the rest of the group, poking, pawing, nosing around the magic chamber, he first looks back to you, Gronon. For reassurance, maybe? To check that these people are alright?
Yes. Don't worry. They're there with us.
What, mate?
Kingsman, you see. King's Ward.
Oh.
I'll go over and kind of formally greet him, as he is
Yeah.
a master of the clan.
Yeah.
Good to see you up and about. You return to your old self, I see.
And he extends his hand and greets you warmly with the formal kind of response to that. It's a kind of dwarven grunt and a mutter, and looks around the room and says, well, this feels like a somber state. You chaps look like you've been through the rough.
We're doing all right. But yeah.
Sure there's a mug or two with your names on, though.
Huh.
We'll wait till we get back up to the high city. We've got one last floor of this place to search.
Well, yes, let's hand up.
Right, Jethro, after you.
All right. I'll take the lead.
As we're going out, I'm going to ask him, do you know where we are? Do you remember this place at all?
This room looks like it's been up to some business, but
Not yours.
well, that was a golden uniform on the stairs. Good job recognizing the poor bugger it belonged to. Mighty run business, whatever that is.
He had it coming.
So I'm told.
Various business, I'm afraid. That's Golden Cock was up to. And I'm going to say that in character.
Yeah, and he'll swear and spit on his own hands and rub the palms together. Keep going then, eh?
Aye.
Yep.
But
Keep going.
feels like we're deep wherever we are.
Yep.
The air's got a sense of iron ore. No, something heavier than that.
Sky iron.
That'll do it. I've not dug any of that out for a little while. I know Sigmund said something about a holy chain being uncovered, the deeps and the depths down on the rock, but
It looked like Gulrod was in league with somebody and giving them the Sky iron. Or selling it to them.
oh,
We don't know.
well, he
They
kept that quiet
absconded.
then. Where'd you
Yeah.
turn that up?
Well, I found a book amongst his knickknacks here that might have given him some hints as to its use to beings from other places. But I would imagine this has been going on for a long time. Approximately the same length of time as Sigismund, I would imagine.
I'll have to have a word with Sigmund myself.
How long has it been since you've been back to the city? 'Cause I'm
What do you
afraid
mean?
Sigmund has passed.
Gosh,
10 odd days ago, maybe less.
there's a frown that crosses over Harlow's face again. He reaches up with his hands and pinches his face, shakes his head.
A demon was unleashed in the chain room. And during the fight when we confronted it and sent it back to where it came from, Sigismund and several others passed.
You fellas have been in the city for 10 days.
Can't
be.
That's enough.
I'm afraid I'm feeling awfully confused, fellas. You'll have to sit me down.
There's a longer explanation. I'm sure we'll have to explain it all to the council once we reach them. I can get us back up there rather quick, but let's just find out what this last room is.
He rubs his face, brings it away. You will see the ink that was on his forehead and his cheeks has smudged horribly, but is now smeared onto his hands clearly.
Oh, well, if I notice that, I'll tell him to wipe it off.
Indeed. And he'll just rub his sleeve all over his face.
Could be some arcane markings Gulrod was using to control you.
He's giving you a look. You know when somebody pretends to know what you're saying but clearly doesn't?
Yeah, Obadiah's well used to that.
Yeah. And that's the look you get back here.
It'll sink in eventually.
Okay.
Let's go upstairs.
Yep, going upstairs. Ruh.
Okay. The next layer up, you emerge, you ascend to the back of a wooden door.
We don't need a key. We have a Jethro.
I'm kicking the door in.
You're kicking the door in. And
Check for traps.
I
your
kick
foot.
the door in.
Yeah, do you want to describe that for us, Gex, just so we know what this looks like? Jethro's going first.
A spinning back kick. I face the door, and then I spin around to my right, and my heel comes out behind me and kicks it.
Yeah.
Careful.
And it finds a panel somewhere above the handle. The whole frame shudders and creaks, and your foot goes clean through that panel.
Huh. I'll peek through.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look out into an unattended room. Probably a kitchen, you would guess. There is a fireplace. It's hard to make out entirely what's going on, but there is the glow of a hearth near you.
Can I
It's
just
not particularly well lit, but your dark
open the
vision
door?
will pick things out. Yeah, absolutely. The door opens inwards into the stairwell.
Alright. I'll give it a go.
And yeah,
Normally.
yeah, absolutely. And yes, that's what it does. As you turn the handle, you push first, and then pull, and the door opens inwards.
Fair enough.
The smell of fireplace clearly set for cooking, although no pot is on the stove, meets your nose. The kitchen is unattended but warm down here among the rock. Past this kitchen, for the door is open, you can see a room with a long table in it.
Is there any grub in here?
There's certainly food in the cupboards. There are pitchers of water, a few nice bottles of wine, and a
Yoink.
bottle of clear-looking spirit. Jethro doesn't read Dwarvish, does he?
I speak Dwarvish.
You do speak Dwarvish, so you'll be able to read. Yeah, you'll recognise this as, it's certainly marked up as vodka.
I'll certainly recognise the label.
Yeah, the script used on it is deliberately kind of gothic and archaic in a way that feels a little bit fake.
Ooh, what's it taste like?
It tastes fucking delicious.
Cool. Taking the booze and a
Yeah.
snack.
Yeah, plenty of food, 2 nice bottles of wine, and a very good bottle of vodka.
Actually, I'm going to fill my sack with food because I know that people are wanting upstairs.
Sack.
I'm taking the wine and the vodka, but I'll also grab a bunch of food.
Yeah.
To give to the boys upstairs. I mean, it's a small gesture.
You'll find potatoes and other root vegetables.
Excellent.
A
Neat.
couple of loaves of underproven bread. You'll recall my discussion about dwarven bread law.
Yeah.
That it is, yeah.
Well, shout Reto over the bag of holding while he's doing this. Here, fill it up.
All right. Yeah, I'll pile as much of the food as I can into the bag of holding.
Absolutely. Good amounts of salt and a few other seasonings. Some salted meat and some pickled vegetables.
Wonderful. All right. I'll bag.
There's
bag
no
all
other
that
room
shit.
off the kitchens, though, is there?
So from the
Dining
kitchen,
room.
you're able to find a dining room.
Yeah, let's
There
go
are
in there.
a few other doors from a dining room, including what appears to, a large double door.
How big is this place? Fucking hell.
It has been described as a villa.
Well, dining room,
Yeah.
and I'll start checking
Should be
doors.
nice
But
size.
I'll leave the double doors to last and check the
You'll
side
leave the double
doors.
doors to last. Yeah, absolutely. You find what appears to be what you would guess a master bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
What is probably a guest bedroom. It has a bed. It has a wardrobe, but is otherwise quite sparsely decorated. There are a few plants down here in pots. The chamber is lit by paraffin lanterns. The dining room is lit by paraffin lanterns, which are set onto the table, and there is enough light to spill out into both the bedrooms. And you also find a bathroom by which there is a metal kind of tank, both for holding water, which is positioned so it would share a wall with the kitchen,
Mm.
and then another metal tub which might work as a bath, and a good-sized bucket.
Take a look around the master bedroom.
The master bedroom, yeah. Anything in particular that you're looking for?
Ooh, I'll start punching the walls to find secret panels because we've done that before. I was punching holes in the drywall.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
we've got-
rock wall in this case.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a cave.
I'll
Mhm.
cast detect magic.
You're
And
going
I'll
to cast.
walk around, but I'm looking for books, notes.
Yeah. In the bedroom, you can make an investigation check.
22.
22. Anybody else looking around the?
I'm helping by punching the walls.
You're helping by punching the walls. In which case, I mean,
Smashing
beyond.
furniture.
Yeah. I'll flavour that
Look.
into. Yeah.
13.
With a 13 on an investigation check.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely grand. Okie dokie. Anybody else kind of wanting to look around, or are you gonna?
I'm busy looking after Harlow and just chatting shit with him.
Yeah,
Try-
absolutely.
I
Sure he's
can
alive.
aid Gav.
Yeah,
My perception's really good, but my investigation is shit.
absolutely.
Plus, I think Tongi might be looking in the guest room right now instead of
Yeah, I
in the
don't-
main red room.
Don't do any
Yeah.
better if that aid was a.
Yeah.
25.
25
Oh,
on the investigation. Tongi, I will ask you to make a perception check.
Oh, okay.
And
He won't tell you why.
I'll tell you what you perceive when I hear what you roll.
15.
15, cool, okie dokie. So Obadiah looking around the room, all of the bedrooms. The plants themselves emit a kind of magical glow. You can ascertain it's what do they call it? Abjuration School of Magic. They're kept under some kind of stasis. They're not able to grow. The ground that they are in is, dust dry. But they're not going to wilt either. They are as close as you're going to get to plastic down here.
Frozen in time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do
Other
they
than
seem like they're
that,
from another plane of existence?
you may give me a nature check if you'd like.
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Oh, pretty good.
17.
17 on the nature check. Any advance on 17?
No.
No, they are probably run-of-the-mill agapanthus. They have, large, broad leaves, sort of thing that will be in kind of stately gardens around the country and beyond. You have seen them in Claxton's garden, for example, when you're on your brief visit to that mansion.
I'd
no
assume I'd be
plants and
pretty familiar with most plants on our
that's,
plane. Anyway.
that's exactly it. They are ostensibly mundane, if
Mhm.
but it is worth having solved how they're being kept alive because there is no sunlight here. With everything else, you find a wardrobe of very nice clothing. Some of it appears to be completely unworn. Literally.
Any garments fit of a prophet turned pope?
Quite certainly. Nothing's going to be fancy, as in, statistically kind of significant, mechanically significant. But yes, some of it is very grand. If you're looking for a kind of
Grand
statement
hat.
piece. Yeah, cool. Yeah, there are both kind of floppy cloth caps that will come down around your ears, but are nicely ornate and decorated, many of which have a kind of gold embroidery, and it's likely to be actual gold, spun thin and worked like the jewelers to
Sweet.
create a lattice work through the cloth.
Gimme.
Yeah, absolutely. There are 3 of those, but you're able to find one that fits you.
Yeah. Well, I'll take the other one as well.
Yeah.
The other 2.
The other 2 kind of, yeah.
They're destined for Mr. Powders.
Brilliant. Excellent.
Is there a jewelry box in here at all?
There is a jewellery box.
Oh.
Might be worth checking that bad boy.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is some nice quality jewellery in there.
Well, I say, I already got some jewelry from Gorwald's body, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, is that just if there's any gems and whatnot? Because
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
shit's always handy.
Including some pieces with diamonds in.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's what we need.
And I know that
Diamonds.
that's what we're looking for. Yeah.
Diamonds, garnets as well.
Yeah.
I'm happy if I find a fucking big old garnet.
Yeah.
I'll make a awakened tree then. Or an
You can-
awakened
yeah.
beast.
That's one thing I need actually for a certain spell. Fuck, I gotta keep an eye out for a golden reliquary worth at least 500 gold. Where am I gonna find one of those?
That might be something you have to have
At a
made.
fucking
Looking for a
church?
Yeah.
specific
Make one,
reliquary,
yeah.
I'd
yeah.
have to have it made from a
Yeah.
goldsmith.
A reliquary is normally something that's holding like a fragment of
A
a
relic.
saint or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd have to find a relic as well to make
It-
one.
So it doesn't necessarily say it has to have a relic inside. though.
No, a reliquary can be like a box or a thing.
A golden box worth
Yeah.
500 gold.
A dinky container. Yeah, absolutely.
You need to
The
get
Pope
that
used to
soul
rec-
cage spell as well, Gav. That would look fucking
Yeah.
sick.
The Pope used to receive gifts, and some of the boxes that the gifts were given in had like diamonds and gems and shit studded into them, and they were all traced in gold. There's a display of them in St. Peter's, and they're fucking amazing.
For the awakened spell, Vic, you will want an agate worth at least
Agate,
1,000 gold
that's it.
pieces. Yeah.
Oh, garnet.
What's an agate? What's an agate? A white
agate
agate,
is-
is it?
Gem.
Yes. type of-
No, I know it's a gem, but it's just like,
It's a rock.
yeah, shiny
Yeah.
In
rock.
terms of colour.
Thanks,
Joy.
Jet Bro.
Oh, it's multicolored. It's
Oh,
Does it make
Yeah.
stony looking. I'm just looking it up now.
Yeah.
Purple, reddy, orange versions of them with stripes running through.
Oh, I've
Absolutely.
held agate before. Used to have them as a kid.
Yeah, they don't look terribly expensive, so £1,000 one would probably be fucking enormous.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Gulrod is not a man. Is a man of far greater means than taste.
Well, that's what we expect.
Yeah.
It's a
absolutely.
Trumpian villa.
You'll need some time to look through the jewelry box, but there are some large and finely cut gems.
We
And
just
that-
empty the jewelry box into the bag of holding.
Pretty
Look
much.
for it later.
It's full of food.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going for the double doors.
Double doors. So before I do with that, Tongi, on your perception check.
Mm.
I was just going into the guest room, so I'm guessing this is like I'm about to hit a trap or something.
As you wander around the chamber, as you wander around the space, you linger a little closer to the large double doors. Through the crack between them, you notice that there is torchlight spilling through underneath. You can ascertain that the outside of the villa is probably lit up. The guest bedroom is quite sparsely decorated. The wardrobe is empty.
I'm back shortly. Just gonna go get a drink.
But carrying forward that perception check, you don't find anything else.
So the front. I suppose if Jeffro's heading towards the double doors, I'll follow him and let him know, like,
Yeah.
light coming through, Jeffro. Careful.
Oh, I see it. Ready, boys?
Hmm.
All right.
Well, it is done. Pass me his head,
Fuck
I
off.
say.
You didn't earn that.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't kill him, did you? I forget. Didn't I kill him? No, you killed him.
No. I don't know who killed him.
It was
It
I
doesn't
think I
matter.
killed
combination
him.
of everyone, really.
Yeah, everyone fucking killed the gun.
I'm going to push open the doors like Aragorn.
No, seriously, can I have the head? Whoever's got it.
Oh, it's in my backpack. What would you need it for? Because I got an idea for it.
Oh, well, it's time to brandish the fallen. So
That is a good
anything
idea.
that's
No,
left.
it has to be presented to the council.
Yeah.
So that anybody who is left, who is willing to fight, will not fight because their leader is dead.
That is a good idea. Give the man some head. Ah!
Well done,
Uh,
Jethro.
And I will burst out the doors, as Jethro was suggesting. And what doth thou see?
Now, you've spent a little bit of time, Jethro especially, making noise inside the chamber there.
Oh, yeah.
And so stepping out, indeed, as you may expect, you come across several gold-plated dwarves.
Hello, boys.
And
Oh,
they
that's
are
really
not
quiet.
alone. They have other dwarves in the standard half plate. But none of these are in the very best of health. Much of the crowd you see ahead of you
Spirit Guardians. No.
are orcish, and a couple are gigantic.
Sweet.
Looks like shorts back on the menu.
What you see ahead of you is the last dregs of a fight. I will scrap what's on the thing. Let's delete all drawn lines. Let's pick everybody off the board quickly. You all are neat and tidy over there.
I will say. No, I'll let Gromlin say it.
Yeah, I say some shit.
Okay, I will say. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but if you lay down your arms, we'll let you live.
I do have things to say, but yeah, you should say that first. Just let Jed do his stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to draw on.
Let me do my wee.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not waiting for you. Wait in your chair.
This is the door through which you are coming. So you guys are on this side of the door.
Lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
There we are.
I figured, Jed, if we're only using this table, we should probably be using the grid mechanism for TTS. It makes things a little easier. Especially with this shit.
Is snap to grid?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can switch that on right now. Options. Grid.
Yeah. Center.
Yeah, center snapping, yep.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, that's way easier.
I got it working on my open world table as well for my game. It just makes things a little simpler. I don't know what it does for those big fuckers.
Yeah, they're okay.
Harder to position.
Just locks them into a bigger grid.
Oh,
They are snapping to the square that would match up with the center of them.
Yeah.
Perfecto.
There are, I will not draw them in, but there are a bunch of other dead dwarves around as well, and a few dead orcs. But not
hello, ladies.
as many.
Oh, I think this has got to be a symbolic victory. I think we
You
got
all
to
are
take down
coming.
the golden cloaks.
You all are coming out through the door on the back here.
Oh.
Snapping models on the side of the table as well. On the
Yeah,
edges.
that's cool.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, it's because the grid goes underneath it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's everywhere. It's even over here on my character sheet.
Yeah, we can fine tune it after. Just waste.
Oh, it doesn't need to be.
By the way, I just realised, Jed, I shouldn't have that inspiration token anymore because I'm pretty sure I used it.
Yeah, didn't you give it to me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got another one. Just chuck it over here because I need one.
I can't grab it for some reason.
I gave everybody inspiration at the end of last session.
No, you gave me inspiration.
Yes,
don't
I did.
recall
Yes,
giving any.
that's yeah. No, I
Yes.
gave it to Gronon. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Sorry. Sorry,
mixed
everyone. I should shut up.
Shut up.
I can't even unlock this token for some reason. I'm locked to my table.
Is it locked in place? Shouldn't be. Yeah.
What's for me for some reason?
Wild.
Okay.
Speech.
I will come out in between the legs of these two at the front, holding the head. It is done! Lay down your arms. This fight is over. If you value your life, you will lay down your arms
Ooh,
and
tell
report
tell
to
him what
the.
the boss said.
I've forgotten the name. What was the name? again?
Stairhouse.
Stirhouse. Yes.
Tell him what fucking boss man said. I forget his name. The leader of the city, leader of the Stairhouse. He said that
Simon Highcleve.
slavery is
Highcleve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your days are over. The Golden Cloaks are no more. This order is to be ceased by order of the king. I'll say. Because you guys are all Kingsguard and I'm lying, so I don't care.
You can give me
Not a lie.
I don't know. The king hasn't ordered it, is he? We're just doing it.
King didn't say anything about
Oh.
Basil.
The king of Dwarf Land
He's not
the
a king.
has ordered it.
There
He's
is no
the
king.
Prime Minister.
Well, the king isn't respected here. It wouldn't make any sense to say the king has ordered it.
The King
Say by order
of
of
Man,
Highcleve.
the Lord God.
Yeah, whatever. Mr. Highcleve. The council has agreed to stand down and let new elections, whatever the dwarvish word for that is, be held.
You can give me your choice of intimidation or persuasion there, Sam, but make the check with advantage.
Oh, okay. Persuasion.
I'm going in.
23.
23.
Okay.
On a persuasion check?
Yeah.
Your chance, your call is met with roaring and you know, roarous cheer from across the line. Heads turn
Whoa!
to look at you. Yeah, absolutely. The orcs, the giants stoop down in the cave, their shoulders scraping against the roof. All cheer and holler.
Kick it off. Sorry.
You know, yeah, absolutely. The
Cool.
dwarves in the center encircle. The gold cloaks put their backs to the others. The simple armed dwarves. Gold cloaks, fucking golden voice. And then, with realization of what is happening, of whose head you hold in your hands, they begin to tremble. They lower their hands. The one in the middle falls to his knees. He's shorter still.
Brothers, take their arms. They must be taken to Highcleve himself for crimes.
Gag him.
Although I agree with Obadiah, we should just kill them all. I think it's better if we take them out there as an example. The orcs shall go free. From this day forward, the dwarfs will slave no more. Gun brothers, we must head back to the Red Market and then to Highcleve himself.
Jethro, I think it's important you guide the orcs from this place.
I agree.
In Orcish, brothers and sisters, follow me and my orc brother Tongi. We will take you out of here into the light above, where there is no ceiling and there is freedom for all of you.
Maybe don't call me an orc.
No.
Ongi the Red Orc.
Just
This
call me
is-
a former slave.
This is
That's what I'm going to do
Tongi.
from now on.
This is Tongi, the Red Orc. You may know him. We're gonna take you out of here.
Ongi the Red, that's his name from now on.
Tongi the Red, oh god.
His orc name. His name amongst
Yes.
the rest of the orcs. Yeah.
Tongi the Red, Teeth Taker.
Tongi the reskinned.
Yeah. So yeah, how are the orcs? Are they receptive? Are they?
They certainly are, and this cheering, this bellowing, rings
Rings
out
holding the head
again.
of the leader of their captors.
Yeah, I'm
fair.
gonna shout to the orc or the dwarves in Dwarvish that are out there. You best come into the villa.
The blue ones.
Well, all of them really.
Yeah.
But I assume you guys are dealing with disarming them.
The blue guys are. I asked them to.
And they do. They, the Golden Voice are not armed, but
All right, well, disrobe them, whatever. Get rid of the armor.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Take
Take the spell
Kate,
pouches, burner
capes are
pouches.
unpinned. The chains around their necks are removed. They were kind of ceremonial chains. Indeed.
Another chain broken by the
What?
Church of the Chainbreakers. Sorry.
Yep.
That's a
And
symbolic
yeah.
victory.
they are stripped of the markings of their station, and as instructed, led inside into the villa, into the dining chamber.
I recommend maybe you and Hongu go and keep company with the orcs while we find the most expedient route back up top.
Any of you boys know the way up?
Yeah, I was going to talk to the dwarves about it.
I'm talking to the orcs about it.
Yeah, we asked those questions.
The orcs have some kind of discussion between them, and eventually they come back and say, "What do you mean up?"
To the city. Oh wait, so we're in a
They don't
villa.
have a
Is it?
fucking clue.
Where are we? Look
Further
around.
Miles from the city.
You
We're
are.
down.
You have descended and reascended.
But only
Bear
by
in mind,
50 feet or whatever.
the lift that you went down. What did we say? 60
A
feet
kilometer.
was the lift shaft.
Oh, I think it was 100.
Oh, I thought it was more.
Was it 100 feet down?
I think it was, yeah.
The lift
Or
that had the
200,
dead
maybe.
dwarves in it.
Maybe
Yeah.
The elevator
200,
was
yeah.
90 feet. The elevator was 90 feet. I remember
The
you
elevator
saying.
was 90 feet that you've gone down. You've gone up 3 floors. You also may have been gaining ground while you were in the top.
Sorry, not
Fairly-
up. Back to Mazen Hall
Red
proper.
Market.
Red Market, yeah.
Ah, Red Market. Yeah.
Sweet. What's your name, good sir?
Foston.
What?
Airkeeper. Foston.
Foston.
Austin.
Good to meet you. I am Jethro. And
Yes, raw.
these are the
Big
boys.
fish, yeah.
Yeah. Lead us to the Red Market. We'll find the rest of the orcs there. And we'll all go together.
Wait,
Other orcs in Red Market, yeah?
Some of them.
what clan did he just say? Did
Ear
Foston say?
something. Something with ears.
Airkeeper.
Earkeeper. Oh, so not
Yeah.
ear cutter then.
Let's say it's the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, so I can just turn around and say, we're taking you to Lurgot.
Ah, Lurgot, also Airkeeper. Yes, good. Yes.
Lurgot's the leader in the Red Market.
Yeah.
Yeah, other orcs in Red Market. And then once you get there,
Yeah.
we take you all out.
Some of these orcs have trophies around their necks already. Some of these trophies are very freshly bleeding.
Good.
Dwarf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
by
can-
the way, we are at peace with dwarves. They have agreed to free you. So,
What?
So I have said that we will be at peace. No orc will kill dwarf, no dwarf will kill orc and we leave and we go to be free.
Except Golden Voices.
Except golden voices. Fuck those guys.
Well, yeah, that's already done now.
We have captured these ones. They
I don't
must
know
go
how
back.
many others are.
We agreed. Are we agreed?
I wonder whether that acts on requires something like a persuasion check there, Jethro. You want to try and persuade orcs not to kill.
Not to kill the ones that have been.
And just to be clear,
Yeah.
so Jethro's a half orc, yeah?
Yeah.
And are these guys all orcs or half orcs? And how much of a
Orcs.
difference? Because, like,
Full bloods.
you know, some GMs will allow an orc to be a player race and others won't. Like, are they violent psychopaths? Or could they possibly exist together?
So, half
I know this circumstance is
yeah.
weird,
I can spell out a couple of different things within that. I think on a functional metagame level, and Gex, I don't want to speak for you, but I may have imagined that when you wrote Jethro, the
It
orc
was just
player race didn't exist.
Yeah, it was just half orc was the option. So
yeah, you could
ran
only
with
you only had rules for playing as a half orc, so you've run with that. To speak in world,
Orcs are a
half-orcs,
warlike
yeah.
race,
Half
but
orcs
they have a
aren't-
society.
but
and-
not without reason.
Yeah, so I'll try and get the questions in
Sorry.
order. Half orcs are not uncommon, either as a consequence of happy consensual relationships or otherwise. Orcs are almost so half orcs tend to look like a lot like orcs. The DNA exaggerates certain features within humans or even elves or dwarves. You can often tell where they might have come from due to aspects of stature or the shape of the ear, that sort of thing. But Jethro looks a lot more like an orc than a human.
I mean, uncommonly slim for an orc, slim and lithe, but
you're still tall and strong
Yeah.
and tusky.
not as strong
Yeah.
as a normal orc. But I've got a belt.
For example.
Dexterous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orcs. Now, the orcs that you have met. So orcs have a society. Ostensibly, they have language. They have, some culture. The orcs that you have met have been people that you can have a conversation with. They've been deprived. They've been deprived of conversation, amongst other things. They've been deprived of education or culture, things like that. But after a couple of days with Buzz and Grish and Tongi, they were able to use cutlery and sit and have a meal and share. They were grateful, sincerely grateful. And at the same time, they've been eager to fight. And all the orcs that you've met so far have been guys to solve their problems with violence, one way or another.
Basically, think of them as Vikings.
Pretty like humans, in other words.
Klingons, maybe? Yeah.
I'm going to use the Sift answer to reroll that 8 on my persuasion check. Give it a go.
How many charges do you have left on that?
That's the last one. 17. Okay.
Much better.
Whew.
Yeah.
That is the last charge, yeah.
There's some screwing up of the faces. There's a little bit of unsureness. But after a bit, some nods.
As an addendum, I'll say they outnumber you greatly. If you fight, you will surely die. But if you get out, you can live and die when life chooses for you.
Get out.
You mean when the next enemy chooses?
Every orc wants to die in a battle with a great enemy.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
It's that last part. Up to this point, this idea of dying was the best they could hope for. It was no longer slavery. You can tell this from their facial expressions, but the last line, this idea of getting out, of escape, you have been told that the dwarves have agreed to free them.
You can live for an honorable death as a free orc.
And that's a prospect that gets some attention. No more easy killing today, then.
Sadly not.
But good lives. Good lives. Outside of the mine, I've heard of this. We have heard tales from ancestors, etc., etc.
Yes. Oh, they speak Latin. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Tongi, why don't you tell them about the starlight, the sky?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, I could do that as we're heading back to the Red Market if you want, as we're walking.
I want to see if any of them recognize his voice. Or his accent.
Who's this foreign arsehole? I think.
See, it's the
Don't
thing,
think
because of the
people
amount of
say
time
that
that
now,
Tonky has
later.
spent with Obadiah and Jeffro, his accent might have changed. His
Right,
Orcish
like
accent.
in like a week.
In a few
What?
days.
In a week.
In a
You're
few
right.
days.
It's more than likely because your physiology changed because we mutated you into a different fucking race.
Into
Yeah,
a
you
fucking
fucking mutant.
I don't have tusks
Tuggy
to
the
try and
mutant.
talk through now, do I?
It'll just change your intonation, but like your accent will be the same.
You sounded like you were from Cornwall before, but now you kind of sound like you're from Exeter.
It's from Devon now.
Or whoever,
Oh.
wherever Jed's from, opposed to wherever.
Well, no, you got it right.
James
Jeff's from
is
Cornwall,
from-
and I'm from Exeter, so it's
Yeah,
Cornwall and Devon.
so I was right.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
Cornwall,
got you,
Devon.
got you. Sorry, I'm a bit sort of stupid.
I'm very
live around the
offended by
corner,
this.
is it?
You're a northerner, so. Yes.
Yeah.
Right, Jethro Tongi, why don't you guide them back and explain what could happen?
Right.
Including the good bits. And why don't...
Only the good bits.
Would
Oh,
it not be best to make sure they ain't got anyone else hiding around to go and gather up the rest of them? As
we
well?
can't scare the whole Undermountain.
No, but they know where the rest of their friends are. They
See,
know
this
to
is-
meet us at the red
Just
market.
like put the word out. Blah blah blah.
Out of character,
All
this
orcs
is
need
why I want Golrod's head. I want Golrod's head for two reasons. Tongi wants Golrod's head for one reason. I want it for a different reason.
Oh, you can have it back. by
He's
the way.
done with it.
Oh
now.
yeah, but I'm saying like, so you guys know, like,
Yeah, you
Tongi
can
wanted to
still
take
fuck
his
it later.
head, like, you know, to show off. Like, we've killed basically my major abuser, my race's major abuser. But I want it because if we can do a long rest, I can cast Speak with Dead on the head, and then Golrod can tell us how many golden voices are left down.
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh,
Put,
I
put
can do
the
that right now.
put the head on my spear.
Can you speak with Dead right now? Can you?
No,
Yeah.
no.
You can stab it on
Stick
the spear.
stick the head on the end of my spear.
Oh yeah, the spear. No, but no, doesn't the
But-
spear have like? They,
It'll make
they
it
can
angry.
lie.
No, it'll
No,
make
But
it
can
like-
they
angry.
lie
So
with the
it's
spear?
angry.
But it's also marching the head of a
Spellcaster's
dwarf
normal.
through a conservative dwarf empire saying, we're done with you guys. It's like, it doesn't matter if he's an extremist zealot cult. I still think it's a bad idea. Whatever.
A bit gauche.
I don't care. I'm just
Well,
going to
I'll do
teleport
that.
all of us back to the fucking...
Oh, I
know.
didn't want to walk around with the head out. It was literally just to disarm these gold cloaks in front
Oh,
of
no,
us.
no,
Well, I
no,
was
you
just
don't.
gonna, yeah,
The
I was just
Tongi
gonna,
does.
I was
No,
just
I
gonna,
don't
no,
want to
no,
parade it around.
I was gonna spear the cunt, talk to him, and then put it back
Put
in
it back in the
Tongi's
bag.
hands. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was going to show it to the council and show that we did the deed. That's what Tongi wants to do.
All right.
Oh, right,
It's like
fucking hell.
evidence.
We don't need to talk to this cunt. Let's go. You teleport everyone?
No. I don't know if it's me and 8 or 8 in total.
Well, I'll walk back with the dwarves, orcs. They know the way.
Yeah,
I'll
I
walk
think-
back with you. Like,
Should we just
would- We're
rendezvous?
still gonna have to escort the dwarves back because you can't teleport us and the dwarves.
I can teleport.
just bring the golden
no,
cloaks,
some of the regular dwarves can. All of the regular dwarves can go back with you guys. You can still kick their asses.
Yeah.
And then
what about I say? Regular dwarves and orcs with me and Jeffro.
Well, I'll
The
just
go-
tell.
we-
voices.
I'll
The
just tell.
golden,
Just
hang
tell
on,
the
we can kick
regular
the golden
orcs.
cloaks. We can kick
myself,
their asses.
Gromnon. No, we can just take them back.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Gromnon-
I know, but they're not a threat because they've been disarmed of their component pouches.
Just tell the regular dwarfs to fuck off. Like, you guys go somewhere else. We're going to Red Market.
Tell them to go to the
Boom.
Red Market.
Sorted.
They'll know where
They've
No,
gone.
It's best if you travel together. It
Yeah,
looks
but
better.
we don't need
Yeah.
them. Oh, I see what you mean.
Let's just take them back to the red market, then
Right,
teleport up
we're
with
all-
with the golden cocks.
No, we're all just walking back.
Yeah.
Yes, we walk them all back to the red
Easiest
market. We cannot walk upstairs though. We need to teleport, so we just teleport with the golden cocks.
Can you not
Well,
just
it depends
message?
if they know a different way to the elevator.
Just message the guys. Oh,
It's not about the elevator. It's the guys who are deaf because they have deafened themselves and have got guns waiting to shoot anything that fucking moves.
Okay.
The high
at
city.
the bottom of
Yeah.
the well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so we just get these guys back safe, and then
Everyone up to
we
the
go up.
market, and then
Yeah, get everyone to the Red Market and we'll go from there.
Yes.
Yep, Red Market. Let's just walk there. Boom. Easy.
How do we get up the elevator? Is Jed's next question.
Well, let's just get everyone.
Well,
As
we've
in,
got-
if we meet other people on the way,
Yeah,
Yeah.
grab them.
let's
Yeah,
be
and-
friendly to them and grab them, unless
Yeah,
they're
but-
asshole golden cloaks.
I imagine the orcs would also run off to collect any other orcs they knew were around.
Yep.
before- Because
They're
you're
doing
not
Yeah,
gonna
that.
with our
fucking leave your
children.
buddies there, are you?
They're doing that. Yeah, they're coming.
Happy, Jed?
Yes. So Gex asked a question a little while ago, which was, where are we?
Yeah.
And the truth is, you have come out into what feels like the end of a wide road. There are carts abandoned outside, or at the sides of things. The ceiling is about the same height as everywhere else, and there are houses. One or two are lit, set into the walls to the left or the right of you. Gulrod's villa is, at the end of it all. But the route to the Red Market does not take too long. And after 15 minutes of marching, you do come across another band of orcs. Wandering, seemingly. Armed, clearly. A few, again, adorned with new clan trophies. Others wounded. One or two have tied bandages around their ears, so as not to hear what might be said to them.
Clever girls.
I'll wave at them.
But you pick them up as stragglers, and it doesn't take much persuading to explain who you are, where you are going, and for them to join you.
If we're leading the Golden Cloaks, I'd like to have the Golden Cloaks bound with rope
Gagged.
in a procession, just so the people we meet are clear about the side we're on.
Yeah.
And our
It's easy.
intentions.
It's easy to find some cloth, some torn up bedsheet perhaps to tie around their mouths to prevent them from speaking.
They were also disrobed of all of their fucking insignias and shit. So
They have had,
they're on a death march.
Their cloaks have been removed, the ceremonial chains around their necks. What component pouches
Okay,
they have.
I am gagging them. I've said it about 6 times. I am stuffing rags in their mouth.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
You're able to find some fabric in the house before you go, whether that's the pompons
Fancy
of the
linen.
I want to find the nicest silk dress and rip it to shreds and stuff it in their mouths.
Yeah,
Why not matey's undergarments?
It doesn't matter.
yeah.
Just use.
The point here is, that isn't difficult to do before you go.
They are gagged, that's my point.
And they don't resist. They've been well and truly shown what is happening, what is going to happen to them. They've heard some of your discussion.
I'll say, I'll actually say to them, you fight well, but you are nothing without your power.
I mean, that's...
It's just stupid. Just.
One of them begins to object.
You fight.
And then
You
They
fight
only
well.
fight well with their power. It's like saying I fight well.
You fight. Oh fuck it! I didn't say that.
yeah, and then but the point is that he mumbles as if he's going to object, and then another one, apparently unable to move, headbutts him.
Oh,
At least they have a
That's
bit of
strange.
sense.
I smile at the gesture of
The outcome.
orc-like behaviour from this girl advice. Although I'm still going to kill them
Excellent.
if I get a chance.
And so by the time you arrive at the Red Market, you have easily as many as you arrived with before, as well as 3 giants in tow. They themselves mumble to one another, single file at the very back of your procession.
I'd like to address them actually. Let's say, any of you boys know Murmur in Orcish?
Mumir.
Mumir. He was good fighter.
Where he's gone.
He fell in battle. Killed great many enemy. Good fighter.
Shit.
Shit. It's okay. He escaped here. Now you will escape here too.
Each of them.
He died
breathes.
free. I'll say he died free.
Each of them kind of exhales deeply, slowly out of his nose. As an expression there. It feels ritualistic, maybe. This kind of slow and heavy breathing from the nose. But the walk doesn't take long before you see the red glow, the barricades. What you know will be the passageway of silence on the lead up to the Red Market.
How's Harlow taking on?
Harlow isn't speaking much. He looks a little uneasy now to be in amongst these orcs. And after a little while, he catches you by the shoulder, Gronon. Are you quite sure about what's going on here? This, listen, I'm keen on changing things up, better for everyone, but well, some of the lads aren't going to take to this too well, you know.
And in his weakened state, Jed, with his mind slightly not working, I'm going to lean in towards him and smirk and whisper, "That's what I'm banking on," and continue walking.
It takes him a minute to catch you up. And indeed, there's a little while he's having to work quite hard to keep up with you. But he is managing it. Just about.
So in the chaos there?
The only one that I've told the truth to is the one who probably won't fucking remember.
Yeah, is he one who's out of his fucking mind right now?
Yeah, that's why I did it. Yeah, continue. I usually don't want to talk anymore. So.
As expected, your ears deafen for the last few meters as you come up on the gate. You're able to thump away on the barricade as before. And the door opens to the sight of a dwarf, but past his shoulder. For the doors here are tall enough for, nearly all of you to get through. You see argument, unmistakable, fingers pointing. You do not need the sound of this rabble to recognize the body language.
Oh boy.
Who's going through first, if you don't mind me asking?
I want to make sure that I'm at least between the body of works and the majority of the red market. So I don't know where.
I'll go first because I don't like this
I'll
strife.
head behind Jethro.
I'm going to push Harlow ahead of me.
Jethro, Tongi, Harlow, Gronon.
Yeah, I want to be in that mix.
Tor, then Obadiah?
Sounds good.
We're all just going in.
Obadiah, behind you, the captured dwarves, of whom you meet no more while walking. And then the body of surrendered, well-led orcs. Behind them, this will be more of a challenge, perhaps. 3 giants.
Tell you what, can I change my mind? As we enter the silence zone outside the gate, I would like to before I enter the silence zone, I'd like to shout over to Jethro. who might have to leave the silent zone or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll throw the bag of holding to him. Don't forget the food. I'm going
Oh,
to keep
yes.
everyone out here.
Yes. You wait here. I'll go
Talk calmness.
Yes.
I'm going to turn around at the border of the silence and say, it looks like there's some arguments brewing in there in Orcish to everyone behind me. I'll usher the dwarves past me. And it's like I'm talking to the orcs and the giants.
The captive dwarves will go with the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Obadiah's going to stay behind with the surrendered orcs.
Maybe
Why
I should
don't
stay
I-
with Obadiah?
Why don't I tell you about the land we found that you can live in peace?
Yeah, Tongi's gonna stay with Obadiah and help explain what is gonna happen to the orcs next.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, and I'll go in to confront this argument.
Yes.
Jethro, you step out of the silence and uproar fills your ears like the popping of fresh kindling, wet kindling on the fire. The Orcish and Dwarvish barrel back and forth at one another. But people are unhappy. Someone, it seems, has taken food that did not belong to them. Things are fraught and tight. Someone, it seems, has pushed someone who did not want to be pushed.
I'll
Someone, it
just
seems,
holler, Zeus in Dwarvish, and then Zeus in Orcish. As loud as I can.
Yes.
And then
Good idea.
I'll say, brothers, dwarven brothers and sisters, we have returned. Gulrod is slain. The Golden Cloak's reign is over. We have freed the rest of the orcs.
And then can I do like a theatrical entrance behind him? The crux of what you just said.
What would you like to do, Sam?
I'd just like to come in floating, my sweet cape billowing in the background. Yeah.
How many people are here?
Over Jeffro's shoulder.
Yeah. Immediately in front of the door, you could probably get 30 people. Who would,
I'll get the bag out.
I will do thaumaturgy as I come in over his shoulder and bellow out, "For I have returned."
Oh yeah, easier too. And I'll say, I've got.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
I brought some food. If anyone, hang out to the hungry, for we will soon be leaving. Anyone needs anything, I'll throw out the food.
Yeah.
And then
some people stop to listen to you. They stop to point. They break off. Some people continue to argue. The shouting is as loud as your voice can go.
All right, I'll go over to him and to the nearest, and I'll say,
Yeah.
Stop this! It's over."
And then when the last of the group, Tor leads through the captive dwarves, the golden voice come through the gate. A hush.
We are
down.
taking these men to Highcleve for justice. It is over.
Yeah.
We can be at peace.
It is true, my brothers. Cease this incessant rabbling. The new dawn for the dwarfs and the orcs will begin and fall upon you tomorrow. Maybe not dawn. A new shift.
A dwarf from within the market. His face is red with anger. His beard is plaited, and he has a kind of bandolier of fine tools, fine chisels, pliers, scribers and punches strapped across his chest. Walks away from the argument, past you, to one of the golden-voiced dwarfs, and bops him on the nose.
I will gently lay a hand on the dwarf and push him backwards and say, "No, we will save him for his lord's justice of Highcleve."
Just can't. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, there's already a look of grim satisfaction on this jeweler dwarf's face.
they will be hanged or something, maybe. I don't know.
I will offer my hand to that jeweler, and if he reciprocates, I will cast guidance on him.
He does, and you do.
Excellent.
And I will get the food out and just sort of chuck it into the crowd.
And as a kind of gesture, as a kind of gesture, I will say, "Are you with me?" and hold his hand up. For a new future.
Yeah. Sure. New future.
And I'm gonna gather the orcs and say, "Come with me. The rest of your brothers and the giants are outside. We will unite you all." And I'll see if the orcs will follow me outside.
Lots of people take food. Some of the dwarves here, some of the orcs here. Some people go away with it. Some people are eating hungrily instantly. Yeah. Lots of people take that. You don't recognize the orc that you're with here well enough to name him. There are maybe 5 orcs around here, which would mean 20-something dwarves for the argument. You don't recognize them well enough to name them, but you're sure that they followed you in before. Looking ahead deeper into the market, you can see a few others.
You followed me this far. Keep following. I will free you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
With Obadiah and Tongi out in the quiet, the gate has been left open. You can see some of this conversation, some of this appeasement and settlement going ahead. What sort of information are you giving to these? Orcs?
I'm trying to paint a picture of hope for their future, so they're looking at something new and different than what they have remembered. I will start with a history lesson.
Oh boy.
As best I can remember of 400 years ago, your people were taken, or whatever amount of years ago. I best think it was.
Kind of what you did for Tongi.
And it's like you've lived underground. You've done the dwarves' work to make their lives easier, and now it's time for you to settle somewhere.
Yeah,
we know a we represent the king. We think we have a place in the center of the country. I can't remember what it was called. Something wildly inappropriate, I believe.
Ansel was what you had in mind. Ansel was the place that was killed by,
Yeah, so I'll tell them about Ansel. I won't tell them about the zombies, obviously. I'll tell them about the demonic meteor. I'll tell them about the fact that it's on a river where you can fish. I'll then have to probably explain what fish are. I'll tell them there's trade that goes up and down. There's farms where there's plenty of food. There's some people there, but they need help. And together, we could all join together. And Tor, the turtle man that helped us, can help grow food. He can teach you the ways of the land. And you can become your own people once again. Under the king. That might have to be stressed at some point.
Might also be worth mentioning that there may be chance to go and fight as well.
Yeah, for the king. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. Fucking side story in with orc military.
Yeah, so I will do something along those lines, but I won't be saying you'll be fighting for the king. I'll say we're kingsmen, and we fight a great demon. The demon that controls the golden cloaks. A great evil. And that evil will come back. And we need strong orcs and strong giants that will fight with the king's men. Us, me. In order to defeat these demons. But we would have it that the orcs have a home. The orcs and the giants have a home. Somewhere safe to rest. Somewhere without whips and punishment. And mining. And basically, yeah,
But there will be digging.
I'm painting a picture of, you know, a tough life. Yeah, digging, farming, whatever, building. But it'll be a free life and a place safe for, you know, children. And because Obadiah is inherently sexist, women as well.
Yeah, that's factual.
It will be safe for women.
Well, whatever the orc word for woman is.
Yeah.
Awkward.
For spawn,
It's orc.
isn't it? Aren't they spawned in Lord of the Rings?
Dog out
The
from the
Uruk-hai-
ground.
the Uruk-hai
Yeah,
are-
there's no women.
The Uruk-hai they don't go into great detail
Orcs
with the
are corrupted
reproductive habits
elves.
of regular orcs. Yeah,
Orcs are corrupted elves.
sure.
Yeah, long back. Anyway, they're not in D&D, so who cares?
Yes, sorry.
But yeah, like, you want a persuasion roll or a history roll or a performance roll, whatever.
What's
Well,
Tongi
that's-
want to add? Is Tongi adding anything to this? Are you just kind of elucidating and you know shedding light onto what freedom might look like or what a
Well,
river is or
Tongi is basically like describing to them from a former slave's point of view what the outside is like, what the above ground is like, so they
Okay.
can like picture it in their head.
okay, absolutely. I will
You
say
can see more for more than 10 meters.
yeah.
What?
That sounds like a persuasion roll. I think between the two of you, you can either make one each, or one of you can make it with advantage.
So I have shit persuasion.
So do I.
Sweet. Well, how about I make it with advantage?
Yeah, you do advantage.
I have a +2.
I have
Here we go.
Ah.
A 1 and a 20. Yeah!
Fucking
Crit.
hell.
Fucking nice.
The duality of
Brilliant.
man right here.
Yeah,
Extreme,
absolutely.
That's
extreme
pretty fucking
ends of
good.
the scale.
It takes you a minute. You start using words like freedom to people that don't really have a sense of reference there. You start using words like years to people that
Well,
don't really have a
Yeah.
sense of reference.
And I realized that before even saying it, Jed, and it's like years. Obviously, I'll have to break that down into, 1,000 shifts. And
Yeah.
what the fuck is 1,000? And yeah, so like,
Yeah.
Obadiah's smart enough to realize. that these
Use
guys
words
have no
like
frame of
many and
reference.
lots.
And you're able to lay all that out. And after a little while, you start talking about, you can choose what you do each day. You will be responsible for arranging your own food, but no one will be there to beat you. You can, and laying things out into simple terms and then building on it seems to work better than leading in with a grand concept.
Yeah, and instead of laying out the fact that they have to be warriors, I'm
Yeah.
going to lay out the fact that it still will be a tough life.
Yeah.
It just won't be a tough life with these type of punishments.
Yeah.
That they exist with now.
Yeah.
And the warrior option is still there.
May also want to explain there are rules out
Eh.
in the world.
They can make their own rules as long as they fit with the king, but that can be later, can't it?
And
Yeah,
then
there are rules. Like,
yeah.
no killing. Whatever.
you mentioned the idea that the people there will need helping. And these orcs seem to like that idea. By this point, you've won them around quite well, but actually the detail there, that earns a wave of nods.
Let's just fingers crossed. Hope they fucking
Yeah.
accept the help.
Absolutely. And so by the time you finish talking, explaining these details, you're able to look back and see Jethro walking back through the gate, through the silent passage, with about 5 other orcs behind him. Gronon, I assume, is staying in the market.
For the moment, yes.
Yeah,
Until I'm gathered to go upstairs.
Yeah.
I will just be flat, calming nerves, and I want
Yeah.
to find Mr. Powders at some point and give him a
Yeah.
hand.
Absolutely. And so you're able to wander out and wander through. Vic, what would Tor like to do? Having returned here, is there anything that you'd like to deal with?
Nothing I can think of. There's nothing in this area that I really am looking for. So, you know.
No, sure, yeah.
So I'm just gonna sit and talk to the giants because I can talk
Yeah.
giant. So
Yeah, absolutely. They're impressed that you know anything of their tongue. But it goes down well. Generally speaking, their voices, their kind of mannerisms are pained, stunted, grieving. That change has come for them. They're not as hungry for it as the orcs. And it comes across when you talk to them. If you ask a question like, are you looking forward to being free? The response is not a yeah, it's a maybe. I don't really know what that means. Kind of response.
Very fair response.
well, you just have to wait and see, won't you?
Hmm.
It's not all amazing, but it's not bad. Like being stuck under this crap hole. You know, nothing worse than being stuck in a cave all day.
Nothing
Depending on what kind of giant
worse.
you are.
Not really. But when you got all this stuff out in the open world to see,
Yeah.
plants to eat, animals to eat, things to see, things to smell, you know,
Things to fuck.
you'll soon find out. Won't take long.
One of them mumbles, well, I hope we
Food to
like
feed
it.
your belly, you know. Christ,
Yeah.
if you actually learn how to farm, you boys would be able to farm a fucking ton of food. In no time.
Who's Christ?
Yeah, I heard that.
Say it.
The orcs that Jethro leads out are emboldened now. And again, mingle in with this new group. So that now you have, a new kind of buzz, kind of ripple of, well, there is tension, there is hope, there is excitement, there is anger. But overall, there is a hunger for change and a sense that something is coming among this group. Jethro, what is your intent? What would you like to do leading this extra group of only a few orcs now from inside the Red Market?
I just want to say hello to each other and
Yeah.
be still. We will soon be out of here.
What is the plan? How do we leave?
We walk out the main door.
The only way we
thinking,
know is through the main.
I'm thinking Gav knows a teleport circle up in the fucking thingy because we've teleported there before.
Not for enough people.
No, we don't have to teleport everyone. Only you, a couple other people say, and then say Gex and me or someone can help lead out the orcs towards the thingy, so you can deal with getting them to not shoot us as we come up.
So there is a low mountain gate that feeds into the docks effectively.
I'm thinking I go back with the head by myself. Prove what we've done.
The priest as well, and
Yes,
minor,
yeah, Dunburn.
and the
Dunburn
chief
and Harlow.
as well. Yeah, be best.
And then half the party takes out the dwarven population, and because the dwarven population have food, they go out 2 or 3 hours after the orc and giant population, which leave immediately, led by Tongi and Jethro.
Might be
Or
worth-
like if
Before
Gromlin
we
wants
get
to
to
come
that
with
hole,
me,
sending somebody to talk to him.
Yeah, I think
the problem is there's an elevator, isn't there? There's some blockage between us and
well, now
how we
there's
can
a
get
big
there.
chain leading up there, isn't there? Just the roof of the elevator leading up to.
Wasn't
but
the
still-
elevator between Red Market and the villa that we were just in?
Yeah, like I'm confused. Is there another
You-
route that we can take?
You took the elevator down to the deep rock, walked in the deep rock in the mine to the underside of the villa,
Okay.
fought your
And
way
up
through the
again.
villa, and came out on the same level as the Red Market.
So we can. Okay, cool. So we
So
can.
So
we
walk
just
that's
go
how
to the big
you're in
hole
you're
and
in
we
the
get
mother.
shot.
Yeah,
So
you
just
have
need
you
to,
now. Yeah,
we need
there
to
is-
go back to the
dude
well.
at the top shooting us. From,
there's
So we-
there's
So by the way, we definitely need some voice of reason or persuasion, if not reason, on the top in order to make sure that the top doesn't bottleneck or attack the procession out of here.
Yeah, we just need to get someone up there to talk to them and say,
Hey
cancel the order.
guys, it's cool.
the
Yeah.
easiest way to the main lower gate does take you to past the well, but it's not the only way to go. Gronon would know this. The other dwarves around would be able to kind of attest to this as well.
Yeah.
If everybody's walking out, you can kind of queue people up. It'll add a few minutes to your journey. It's not the main way you would go every day, and if you were trying to have kind of a chaotic, procession of traffic, certainly the main road goes underneath the well and out towards the main gate, but you can go around it.
I'm happy to go with either, but I think, obviously, my suggestion is best.
So you
I'm
wanna
gonna-
go
man.
up through the well then.
I'm going to take a piss. I will let you fellas settle on what you'd like to do, on who would like to go where, and how you're going to get there. Let me know in a couple of moments.
Somebody tell them not to shoot us. I'm going for we too.
I think I have to come with you, Gav,
I reckon it should be
to ensure that
Obadiah.
it's held to account.
I think you have
How many people can you transport with the teleport?
8.
8. Right, so hang on. So Obadiah, Gromnom, Harlow, Dunbar. That's
Yeah.
4.
the
The
three
free,
golden
the
cloaks.
free golden voices. The free golden
Yep.
voices. That's 7.
Now, take
You
that into
guys-
account. That's only about 10 golden voices that we've killed in total, including
Well,
the 3
see,
here.
This is what, this is why we
You've
should do
no
the
idea
speak
how
with-
big the clan is.
Speak with Dead on Golrod's head because he can tell us how many people were alive before we killed him.
Or he'll
And then we'll
lie. He can lie to us. He doesn't have to tell us the truth.
Well, just speak with Dead. Can they lie?
Can
with
you not
Speak with
detect
Dead?
thoughts on a corpse while he does it?
Hang on,
I'm-
let me try and speak with Dead.
I'm looking it up now. I don't. No, he can give these real evasive answers.
Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer
Yeah.
if you're hostile to it or it recognizes
And
you as
we
an
were
enemy.
absolutely
Fuck.
hostile to
Well,
it
yeah,
because
'cause
he
we
was a
killed it.
fucking
Well-
zealot.
We have 3 golden cloaks here. Don't know what their rank are. One of them may have a clue of what
But like,
fucking numbers
if the
they
Just
are.
ask
city
him.
was 10,000 dwarves, I'm assuming the mining guild is 2,000. I'm assuming the jewelers guild is 1,000. Maybe
I'm
the
ass-
golden cloaks are only 500 or
I think,
200.
yeah, I was about to say,
but
I
they're
think the
definitely
golden
not
voice
50.
is a very
50.
small number. I think the golden voice is a very small number.
Yeah, they're
Like
using the
100 or
blues.
so.
Don't forget the blue.
But
dwarfs.
they're not 10.
No, I would say like 100, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So there's definitely more out there, and there's an
what?
insurrection post
We
revolution
fought,
problem to deal with.
we fought through them to kill their leader. The fucking local cops can deal with the rest. We've done our
Oh,
job.
agreed. But there's also the certain problem of what possibly could happen on the way up, and therefore,
Nothing.
would
They're
need-
disarmed.
no, I don't mean the 3 we have. I mean the 20 we could run into, or a group of savage local fucking dwarves who are angry that a bunch of orcs killed their children and ate them, and are
Fucking
wearing them around their
scared.
necks. No, I know you're not scared, but the fight ensuing is the problem.
Right, so this is what we could do, right? If you and the people I mentioned before, you, Gromnom,
Yeah.
Harlow, Dunbar, and
Dunbar.
the Golden Voices, if you guys teleport up to the top, you show the head to Highcleve and stuff. Me, Jeffro, and Tor can hang down here with the orcs, giants, and the rest of the dwarves. And then you guys can get up to the top of the well. If you can telepathically message one of us without having to see us.
I can't.
Ah.
We can get to the bottom of the well, out of the range of the guns. All
I
you
was
have
about
to
to
do
say-
is once you spoke to the
We
guards,
walk
throw a
down
fucking stone down.
Well, hang on.
Thing.
After
walk
we
down
get
there.
to the top, we can just tell the guys at the top of the well to back off.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
need somebody
all we
to
need.
go
And
up
then
there
we
and
can
say,
head over
"Hey
there.
guys, call it off. It's cool." That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the only
And
issue
then-
here, and we can just walk.
and then
So I
the-
think Jamie's plan is good.
And
I
then
think
the
that's the way
dwarves,
we should do it.
the dwarves can go up through the well, and we can lead the orcs to the gate that leads straight outside. We don't have to even go up top with the orcs.
It's through the well. That's how we get back into the city.
Yeah.
No, it's under the well. Jed said under
Oh.
the well, not through it.
Yeah, but still,
'Cause the well goes up.
You're still hitting dwarven guarded bottlenecks on the way up to manually walk out of the city for the orcs. I just thought of this. What if the dwarven procession goes first, and it
Yeah,
leads
they
the
would.
orc procession
Yeah, that makes sense.
with you guys in between? So it still has Tongi and Jethro leading the orcs, and it still has who else was left?
Vic, can you talk Dwarvish?
I think you
No.
can. Oh, we can't.
Can you speak Orcish?
No, I can speak giant.
Oh, if I have to, I'll stay with the dwarfs. But
Well, no, because I can speak Dwarvish, and so can Jeffro. I
Yeah,
was
but
just
you're
thinking of like Tor could lead the dwarves, and then me and Jeffro could be behind the
I
dwarves
think
leading the
we're
orcs.
overthinking and overplanning this. We just
Yeah.
need to
Yeah,
get
I
the guys
agree.
to not shoot us, and then we can just go up and leave.
Yeah, we just
then-
literally need to go up there
Then we
and
talk
tell them
to
cease
the
fire.
boss man, and then boom.
yeah, go get it on. Just do that, Gav. Teleport out there. Go tell them. Take the golden clicks with you.
all right.
I don't know the prisoner. It's done. Whatever.
So you'll stay with the dwarves.
Yeah. I don't particularly want to, but I will.
We don't have to.
No, look better.
Fuck the
though. Look
dwarves.
like the
We
new
just tell
Messiah
them they,
leading
they
out
can
of
go
the
up when it's
dark,
all dealt with. The dwarves on it.
you know?
Just do it. It's fine.
So we have something settled.
Yeah, I think so.
What would we like to do?
I would like to return, or I would like to find a space where I could cast teleportation
Sure. Yeah. Inside the market or out?
outside the market.
Outside.
I would
outside-
ask the
yeah,
orcs
yeah.
and the
yeah.
giants to back away. I will
Yeah.
prepare over the 10 minutes the circle.
Yeah.
I will explain to the Golden Cloaks, to Harlow and to Dunbar what is happening, and I will tell them where we will be taking them and
Yeah.
what will be going on.
Dominic will go and find Dunbar, and that's not too difficult. He's been performing ministrations. He has cast. Does he have Hero's Feast? He does have Hero's Feast. That's fortuitous. So he's been providing food for people. In odd places and medicine. But he's easy to find and lead out. Absolutely. So it's Obadiah. So this is teleportation circle, isn't it?
Yes, so I can take 8 people in total, I believe.
So the spell teleport will take you and up to 8 willing creatures.
Oh, crap. That's different than teleportation. circle.
Teleportation circle is a 10-foot diameter circle. Any creature that enters the portal within 5 feet, or the nearest unoccupied. Yeah, so as many creatures as you can get into a 10-foot diameter within 5 feet of the circle. Yeah, is that right?
And it's on their turn, it stays open for a certain amount of time.
It says within. Is it for a minute? Is that what it is?
No, I thought it was instantaneous. Like
So
one turn.
casting time is a minute for teleportation circle.
Oh, I thought it was 10.
Duration is 1 round. Okay, duration is 1 round. Okay.
So anyone who runs into that place in one round.
Yes, so
can get
people have. So
teleported.
it takes you a minute to cast.
Does Gav have to be in it
Can you
when
not,
it goes off?
can you not just message someone up top and say, hey, hold your fire?
No,
Nope.
no, my message doesn't work like that.
Message as a cantrip is like 120 foot.
Okay.
You don't have sending or anything like that, do you?
No, I do not.
I don't have it prepared, unfortunately.
That's fine. Yeah. So yeah, once you cast it, it's around.
Let's hit the golden dicks. That's all that matters. Get the golden dicks in prison.
So I get the golden cloaks in the circle with me as I'm casting, and
Yep.
then explain to Harlow, Dunbarn, anyone else that wants to come.
Yep.
If they come into this circle, they will appear topside. I will leave that offer open to, I don't know, any other dwarf that overhears it down here.
Yeah, I mean you've got a big kind of passageway of silence between yourselves and the market.
That's true. Well, obviously Powders should remain as a leader figure, and then
Yeah, I'll lead the procession with them.
Are you staying in the red market, Gronlon?
Yes.
Cool. I'll have a little bit of time for you if you want to do anything down there, but otherwise,
No, I'll just
Fine.
lead the procession with Mr. Powders.
yeah, brilliant. Yeah,
And set him up at the front, give him the hat. We're matching hats now.
Yeah.
We look like Sam Jackson.
excellent.
Kangol.
Yeah.
Cool.
The hat that I want to paint is kind of quaff-like and almost what I want to call. Do you remember the twat from the group N-Dubs called Dappy?
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Dappy.
It's a bit like a kind of like a soft South American style hat with flaps that come down around your ears, except that it is embroidered with gold lattice work.
Sweet.
Saw a picture, you would not think so.
Oh no, yeah. I'm aware. Stupid of the bear.
Absolutely, but that's fine. So the Golden Voice
Sweet.
Dwarves, Harlow, Dunbarn, and Obadiah are going topside.
Now that guy looks like a proper gun.
Yes, absolutely. But anyway, yeah, your hat's like his. For those of you who are staying, then the objective is for everybody to march out.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dwarves
we'll
first.
leave them. It's going to be Gromlom and Mr. Powders leading the dwarves, and behind them is going to be Jeffro, Tongi, and Tor leading the orcs and the giants.
Okay. And is your intent to have all the dwarves leave?
If they
Yes.
want to, I guess.
As many
Yeah.
as many as want to, yeah?
I don't.
As many as
I don't
wants
think
to
we-
see the future
Yeah.
unfolded before them. That's what I will offer it to them as.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think what Sam, you can roll me 2d100.
This is the amount of orcs that attack.
There's still this green dice.
Oh god.
Those are
Oh, what-
2d20s.
Yep, sorry.
I want 2d100. So if I give you roll a couple of let me give you a couple of d10.
Just give me one of different colour, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a 10. and
That'll do.
that's a 10.
That'll do. Alright, silver's the first one.
Silver's first, so
31.
31 plus.
That's what, sorry.
You want
Roll
to
it again?
do D100, so roll it
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, great.
What?
100.
again. 131.
And that's how many dwarves you're able to,
That's quite a lot out of 200.
Yeah. It is. It is.
Cool.
That's one thing. I suppose Tongi would go, once Jeffro had come out with those 5 orcs, Tongi would have gone back in to gather up the rest of the orcs.
That's the first time I've ever seen 100 on a D100.
Why did you do it twice? Roll 2
Because
D100.
there were 200 dwarves in the red market.
Okay.
Now there are 69.
Nice.
The Bright Irons are among them.
Oh yeah, they are.
The dwarves who gave you directions to Gulrod's villa are among them. The Mr. Powders and so many dwarves that you have met over the last few months are proud to be marching behind you. Why anybody stays behind, it seems a mystery to you. Nobody overtly objects. It could be that they are simply too weak to move.
It's not a mystery to me, and I also don't care.
Yeah, absolutely. Some remain, but not many.
Could have cast Mass Distraction on them all to come with me, but I won't.
Could have done. Yeah, absolutely.
Kill yourselves. No, I can't do that.
Suggestion doesn't do that, sadly.
I know.
I mean, not sadly. It's probably a good thing.
Make the
Probably a
game
good
easier.
reason it was, yeah. Yeah. But we'll go to Obadiah.
So,
You've been to this teleportation circle before. You know.
Sorry, one thing I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
say before leaving.
Yep.
I'll need the bag of holding back, and I'll need the head.
Oh yeah, I'll give him the bag
yeah,
holding
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll give him the head of Golrod as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jed.
The circle fires and pulls you bones, skin, hair, teeth, clothes through the gap between spaces. And you step into the brightly lit, this time with a reddish tinge of dusk, teleportation chamber in the upper city of Mazenor. Behind you, other dwarves come through. The dwarves you had recruited to guard the Golden Voice, whom you captured, one has asked to come with you. Actively asked to. It seems
That's
important to him. He's pitched it in a way that's, I can keep them in order. But there's something else in his voice where he's keen to get out of the low city himself.
Can I get an insight check just to see if there's anything particularly devious about it, or is it more fear?
You can make the check, yeah, absolutely.
If it's fear, I'm okay. If he's a Golden Voice himself out of uniform, then that's different.
Yeah.
Only a 13.
Yeah, only a 13. There's certainly a roughness to his tone that doesn't sound like a Golden Voice voice. But his motivations, like I say, there's a keenness to going. But actually, why he wants or where that keenness comes from, you're not quite able to pass.
I'm going to hand my Staff of Thunder and Lightning back to Dunbarn. And say, upon reflection, I think it's best you keep this.
Mm.
A sign of office. A
Indeed.
sign of faith in the gods. Not the old gods.
Forces of the world,
Yes.
as we are anchored in it. Very well. Let's ride the light.
Right. If you could lead us.
And Dunbarn steps forth. Takes Harlow with him. Those two have a closeness. Harlow has visibly relaxed upon being around someone whom he knows well. Dunbarn hasn't really spoken to Harlow particularly directly in the time that the two of you have been the two of them have been together. But there's an ease between them.
I'll be leaning a bit more heavily on my walking stick. That took it out of me.
The walk now from the teleportation chamber to the storehouse isn't far at all. The corridors, as before, are lined. There are people sat directly outside the teleportation chamber, and upon seeing the door open and Dunbarn stride through, hope fills their eyes. They're looking at him and then past him to see who else has come through. People stand, people try and look past the guards, for there are guards stationed directly outside that room, barricading the way in. One turns quickly, and then upon recognizing Dunbar, does not speak, but moves gently out the way, waves you through. They narrow their eyes upon seeing the few golden voice led through. If you are watching, one will nod at the guard who follows through last of your group. And then they close the door to the teleportation chamber again. You're shown into this. Yeah?
Dunbar, do any golden voice operate in the upper city? Are they all kept from sight?
They try to keep themselves in secret. Gulrod would come here, but if possible, he would seek appointment in his own home.
And do you know how numerous they are?
Hard to say. They're not as big a clan as, well, certainly not a lot smaller than the miners, than the smiths. Much more esoteric. They have, well, it's a bad word, but outcasts more than any other.
It's a good thing, I think, in the long run. They're all outcasts. They won't be missed as much.
Some say, and he casts his eye towards the dwarves that you have gagged and bound among you. Some say the bloodlines have run a little thin of late. Past few generations. The stream has gotten a little narrow.
Uh-oh.
But
Narrow urethra.
Good old eugenics.
yeah, but I'm not one to comment on such.
Of course not.
Clan's business is the clan's business. The clan's head decides. You're shown into the council chamber. Highcleve has been pacing. A few of the dwarves there are eating meat and bread off plates. Let me get my list because I've got notes for these guys and I stupidly don't have it open. But you've been introduced to them all, so
Yes, I have the list here.
yeah, absolutely. Shurg, who's the alchemist, is reading something. It's hard to tell what. Parchment rather than a book. Thorin and Matur are eating. Thorin the jeweler, Matur, who's ostensibly, yes, in charge of food and drink in the entire city. Head Iron of the Smiths is leaning against a wall, patting his knuckles on pottery sculpture at the back of the wall. Highcleve paces. But the postures all change when they see you come in. The eyes upon you are hopeful, expectant, pleased, relieved, and then tense when they see that you are leading captives with you.
Is
High
there
speaks.
guards in this room?
There are not guards in the room.
Okay.
There were outside. What was I trying to say there? Yeah, Highcleve speaks first. He looks to Dunbarn and says, well, but nothing else. Dunbarn doesn't speak and gestures to you.
I will turn to all of the golden cloaks, and I will expend a first level spell to use telepathy again, and I will tell them all to sit down. Or give them some command.
Yeah.
Stand in the corner,
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
that wall, whatever.
Yeah. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they line up in the corner against the wall.
Turn back to Highcleve. Does Highcleve have an honorific?
His title is Gelder,
Okay.
but
Sorry, I forgot that.
yeah.
Gelder Highcleve.
Yeah.
We have, and I'll produce the bag that's probably soaked through with blood. Dealt with Gulrot and the Golden Voice. We have slain half a dozen, and we have returned a few as captives. No doubt there are more remaining. As we speak.
On realizing what's in the sack, a couple of
I don't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you've said, the bottom of it is staining red now. A couple of hands come to a couple of mouths, the jeweler and the alchemist in particular.
As we speak, a procession, approximately 10 dozen dwarven folk from the Undercity, and 2 dozen orc and a handful of giants are making their way to the upper city.
Giants?
The plan is for the orc folk and the giants to leave under our protection.
Here to the upper city.
Well, I don't know if the gate is in the mid-city, Jed, or the upper city.
There is a lower city gate and an upper city gate. The upper city gate is the one you've come in and out of. Is the one you came in and out of by
Sorry,
cable
in that
car.
case, yeah, I'll make that clear.
Yeah.
The Greenskins will be leaving via the lower city gate, and we've instructed.
The lower city gate effectively feeds onto the docks in Bedenreach.
Okay.
When I say effectively, yes, it feeds directly out, and it's on a plane with that. There's kind of internal sloping, so to speak. So there's a slight uphill once you're inside the mountain, but or from the inside of the mountain. But you can feed out directly onto the docks.
They're going to leave under Kingsguard protection. We will leave with them. We maybe Harlow can speak to what happened for the last few weeks or months with him to give credence to Gulrod's manipulations.
That'd be good.
Harlow, realizing that eyes are on him, reaches up and rubs his forehead. His hairline is receding more than many of the other dwarves, but he tugs on his beard nervously now. I wish that I could. Things are starting to come back into focus. I sense I've lost a lot of time. Tell me, friends, you all know me as well as any off the rock face. Have I been other than myself for some time now? He looks around the room, nods, shrugs, nods. I came to with this man looking over me in Gulrod's salon and arcane markings upon my face. I fear he has dragged me like a fish with a hook in its lip, away from my own values, my own character. But I'm keen now for the city to heal.
Keen and necessary, Harlow. For I heard you had... Sorry, I don't know that. The city's industry will need you now more than ever. There's a deficit in your power, your lifts, your machines. Infrastructure, yes.
The
That will need
heart
to
that
be...
would beat in the city might have gone out now.
But it cannot be let to die. Dwarves must take it upon themselves to bring this mountain back to life.
Sugar, the alchemist, snorts. You've spent too long with the pretender of the faith down below.
Oh, him. I've spent a whole of 10 days with him. But why don't you come here and look at this, the markings on Harlow's face? You can see what Gulrod has done. These are the arcane markings of spells of command and Gaius. They are orders that he cannot disobey. These are manipulations. Malevolent.
Don Barn speaks, interrupts, changes the subject. Says, these Kingsward have proposed Ansil as a place of settlement, the Becklands. No doubt they'll want to negotiate that with the Lord outside the wall, but from what he's told me, the town itself has...
Negotiation he's getting with Jeffrey's fist.
He'll be receptive.
From what he's told me, the
that,
town has suffered some depopulation of recent times, fallen afoul of, well, perhaps a similar business to us.
Worse.
Gav, I'm filling in some gaps there, but I don't know how
That's
much.
fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like something that you'll have kept secret. And I imagine word will have come up the river as well, to a degree.
We would like to see... We realize that freeing slaves overnight is a dangerous business, for they could be angry at their imprisonment. They could be ill-equipped to survive by themselves, having been treated as such for so long. We will stay with them for some time. We will educate them as best we can. We will make sure they have good leadership. But make no mistake, irrelevant of how your governance turns out in the future, you will be held accountable for your actions. Should any offensive measures be taken against them, it will be seen as an attack on the kingdom. And should they, as children in the world, hold aggressive measures against you, you will be expected to deal with them as adults. Does this make sense, Gelder?
It does.
I'm not holding you to an unreasonable standard, but one of knowledge. These folk have never seen the sky before. They have no written language as far as I can tell. So they have no knowledge of their ancestors that came to this place all those generations ago. And again, above in the world, there is a great many things more dangerous than orc or dwarf or man. And while I know you have not had time to look into Sigismund's treachery, you can...
It's misleading, perhaps we will say.
Misleading. If you must.
But go on. You have my ears.
The thing that fell upon Lurich, the kingdom of Lurich, was a rock from the skies. It was demonic in nature. I know some of you may not be familiar with this word, but it is of another place, not of this world. And it brought with it death. It turned, for miles around, it turned every living being into the walking dead. And they descended upon this rock fall in their hundreds, in their thousands maybe. So yes, the core of the country may have been depopulated, I think as you put it. And it being exploited by the armies of the north as they still war with us. Quite probably over the very same reasons. If we were to fracture now, I don't think any of us would survive.
Now in that King's Ward, honoured guest, Highcleve speaks clearly. You will not have to work hard to persuade me.
That is good to know. And I'll walk forward, shake his hand, and quietly so the rest can't hear, and just say, like, Simon, or whatever, address him by his name, something not as honorific. And it was like, good.
So,
then you'll have my word at court.
To the course of things, you wish to walk out of here with your army?
What? 24 orcs and 3 giants? A squadron at most.
I mean,
And settle up unharmed downriver?
If 3 or 4 days downriver, yes.
And in return, we will reshuffle, rebuild our city. Relearn what it is to be dwarves, truly.
I'm not telling you how to be dwarves. And I assume...
There's a smirk around the room here.
But when I read Barad Dawn's Great Histories,
Yep, sure.
The famous dwarven book from 7 centuries ago, I didn't hear any mention of slaves in it. Great victories, conquered peoples, but never slaves. Any dwarf that wanted a chain pulled, a rope tossed, the fucking face worked, he did it himself. And look, if the 4 of us, I know I'm excluding Tongi there, if the 4 of us can exact such change in 5 days, what do you think if the king's real focus came here? Besides,
Yeah.
You're as divided as you've ever been.
More than 5 days, though, because I've been doing it for years.
Yeah, but you didn't achieve shit until we turned up.
Yeah.
Until Titus fucking broke the chain you're in.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
exactly.
you?
Exactly.
But I'm more leaning on the whole persuasion of the old histories,
Yes.
the way
Yeah.
it used to be before.
Absolutely.
Self-determination, self-work, hard work, all the shit that
Sounded like a
the
true
chain
train
breaker.
baker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against Gab's every instinct, I am backing Sam on that one.
You're correct, by the way.
Highcleve crosses to his head table, scrawls something on some paper, waxes it, marks it with the ring on his finger. He crosses and passes it to Dunbarn. This'll get you down the well again. You're confident that it's safe to unplug a few ears.
Myself and the rest of the King's Guard will be there to accompany them. If it isn't, it would be unfortunate.
But you've no sense then of what else. Yeah.
Well, we don't know how big Golden Voices were.
He takes the paper back, scrawls a few more words. You'll have 10 minutes from when Dunbarn gives his mark. There will be safe passage for any who pass under the well in that window. After that, orders are back on. No movement down there. Until we know it's safe.
And your own people?
It is safe. I'm not there.
Yeah.
Does this include your own people?
It has done, since we called the curfew, since we closed the well.
Well, why keep the curfew? Surely you don't fear the Golden Cloaks anymore. Surely your Gelder Guard here are sufficient to deal with them.
That is a decision upon which I will chew a little longer. And we shall discuss. But for now, I think this is the safest option I can give you for all of us. And will grant you safety. Certainly. The numbers you've told me, you shouldn't need more than that. But it will not trigger until, well, as I say, Dunbarn shall give his mark.
All right.
And he looked at Dunbarn directly and says, I trust you resolutely.
Good.
Spoken like
Slightly.
a bunch of old men who are still thinking they're going to hold office.
Yep.
All right. I will accept that and leave.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dunbarn walks with you. No one else leaves the chamber. The three voiced golden dwarves that you have lined up in that chamber remain there bound. They look at you as you leave, but the door closes with them in there. Is there anything more you'd like to do in the upper city?
No.
No.
Well, apart from make my way down to the lower city.
And Dunbarn walks with you towards the well. And to descend. Those of you who have remained below, it takes a little while to get things organised for those dwarves who have settled up in the market to gather what they have in possessions, roll up their beds, bottle what they can drag from barrels, throw things together. Those who have tools are bundling them. Those who have wares to sell, keepsakes, are strapping them to packs. being ready, making ready to move again. Gronon's voice has carried and echoed through the halls. It has been relayed by his friends, those who feel trusted to speak on his behalf.
Those who wear the hat of destiny.
Those who are eager to break chains once more.
During this transit phase, Jed, I want to have spent the time talking to Mr. Powders in depth about the chaos he is entrusted with to sow.
Chaos.
A sermon, if you will.
A sermon, truly. I understand your tenets, but chaos, is that really the intent?
Mm. It is the natural order to life. And I kind of assumed he'd be involved with this already. And we'll go through this with him.
Oh, Powders has food in his beard at this point.
Of course.
He's...
The extra rations as well.
Yeah. He's done well so far, and when you find him, he's on a soft chair with food in his beard, powder in his mustache, and his hands cleaned in water that someone could have drunk. But indeed, he nods now, hearing this. We do very well out of things. Natural order and chaos are one thing, but we've got a good thing going on here, man.
Exactly. We must keep it going. You see, the one thing you have not learned is how our this good thing, as you call it, is formulated. How we keep it going. Chaos breeds. It swells our numbers. This is an important step to growing.
I want to learn. I've chosen one.
And you will.
I mean, it's... People don't listen to me the way they listen to you, though.
Yes, in time they will. Perhaps some studies and some prayers to our Lord for the ability to maybe magically enhance your own voice. You know, these are abilities that a leader must learn.
Oh,
I'm just assuming you can get a power potion that makes your voice louder. Why not?
He coughed, like a kind of dusty, harsh cough. All right.
A man of your abilities, and I'll allude to his alchemy,
Yeah.
should be able to enhance your abilities.
Yeah, I can do that.
Good man. I will check in on you. Therefore, after this is done, I must leave you to rebuild with the dwarfs.
But we're leaving now? We're going now?
We're going up to the Gelder. It's
To
important
the
that
upper city?
it's important that everyone sees what he has to say. And that what I have told you is true. Undoubtedly so. Should the man betray us now, you'll know where the dwarfs will know where they really stand with these insolent councillors at their head. Those that would exploit the others for their own gain. They will be shown wrong of their ways. Do you know what you must do now?
Order but chaos? Loudness but softness?
Yeah, I'm just going to say yes. Yes. my child. It will take time, but you will find the way. Pray often to our Lord.
All right.
Remember, those that have not suffered are the unclean in the world. Everyone must suffer equally to know what it is truly like to be in control of one's destiny. Again, some more cryptic bullshit that you won't understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if there's ever a fight, offer the fallen to our Lord.
Okay. Lead us then, and we shall go.
Shall we then?
Sure.
Cool, I've opened given him some sort of direction to be terrible at.
Yeah, I mean, you've given him some good contradictory, like...
Bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was intending to do.
Yeah.
He's going to come back and he's going to have, like, murdered everybody and have them all on fucking pikes. It's going to look like a raided end from Fallout 4.
Is Powders and the Dwarves going up the well or out of the city?
Oh, well, I believe, isn't it?
And the orcs are going out through the lower gate.
Yeah, so I presume that we're going to split here and meet back up after it's done.
Everybody else is on board with that as the plan?
Split what?
Yeah, I'll be heading for the lower city to leave with the orcs.
So Obadiah is coming down the well with
No,
Dunbar.
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't burn very well.
I'll just dive off the mountain. It's fine.
Fair.
Me and Jethro just lead the orcs to the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys all meet up. I'll take the dwarfs up and do my bit and then jump off the mountain.
Tor,
Down to-
Jethro, and Tongi. Okay.
Yeah.
Agreeable? We can skip to that if you want. Good.
Jethro, Obadiah and Dunbarn walk to the bottom of the well, and these dwarves with their ears plugged and wrapped only clock you by the shadows that you cast against the walls. They look up in surprise. Dunbarn has a written note which he shows to one and then the other, and they nod. The chrome, the metal of the barrels of their rifles shine.
Can I get a look at that note?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of scrawled in Dwarven runes, but as you look over it, it is, an order for the suspension of fire.
It does what Gelder said.
It does what the Gelder said. Yeah, absolutely. It is.
Cool.
It is signed and sealed. And then, upon mark and confirmation, visually by, Priest Dunbarn, the bearer of this note. And then, the last bit is, a note, a PS, order shall only take place for 10 minutes and then resume. Yeah, for 10 minutes. Dunbarn stops at the bottom of the well. Listens. You can hear the tramping of feet coming your way.
Didn't we agree that we'd be waiting for Gav to come?
Is that the intent?
I think it
Yeah.
was, yeah. So
Yeah.
we would get to somewhere out of range. Around the corner, maybe.
Yep, absolutely.
And I'd like to make a point of order that we'd be chanting. Chain breaker, chain breaker. So, Gavin, whatever, could hear it, but not due to stuff in her ears.
Dunbarn stops, extends his hand, the hand which does not hold the staff, for you to shake.
I'll shake it.
Travel well.
Stay safe. If you need to message me,
Here's my number.
it might take some time, but here's my address in whereverville. Can't remember.
You've-
And I
you've-
can't
you've-
see the fucking map anymore. 'cause it's
Porthmar.
got
Just-
magnified
You,
square.
you just
Porthmar,
give it
yeah.
number one,
It
the
is my
king,
post box.
or something.
So you'd
Yeah.
be able to receive post in Porthmarn at the Goss House or in Hyluria. I'm going to say you've got a postal address there as well.
PO Box
Yeah,
1,
true.
1 Lurie.
Kingsguard in Lurch, Hillary, or Postmark.
Obadiah
Because I
Black.
think I've already given
The
my
king.
signet ring away.
You did. You gave your signet ring to
To the
Lena.
enemy!
Random.
Enemy of the country, right?
Yeah.
Sure, that won't
Ah,
come
but
back to bite you.
That's a future potential ally. This is how diplomacy starts, gentlemen.
No, it starts with you shagging somebody,
You should have shagged it.
marrying off your children.
No, it'll happen far sooner than that. we don't get a moment's rest in a Jet game.
That's true.
Yeah. That's a
Can't
good
wait for
point.
some
I
rest.
definitely want to rest before we head down the hill.
Oh,
Yeah,
We'll
I
have-
would
we'll have a
suggest we
camp.
go make camp.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
maybe
Not
go
within a
into the
fucking
village,
mile of that city. No way.
Maybe go buy some supplies as well, because it's gonna take some food to feed
Yeah.
all of this.
Yes, it will.
Well, we'll
Maybe
probably
go buy
need
a
Lord
cow or
Beck's,
two.
permission to ship
Oh,
these
fuck
orcs
him.
downriver.
there was some very big quotation marks around that permission.
Yeah.
Lord Beck, yeah, we'll get his permission.
Scrotum.
By making ourselves
Add
Lord
head to
Beck.
the collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just give him to the
By
giants.
making us Lord fucking Beck.
Yeah.
The dwarves stand staged nearby to the well. Behind them, families of orcs who've been led and organised. Wait with your friends. Dunbar nods. Obadiah, you step away. Locate Gronon and his congregation.
It's hot.
And as
Yes.
you turn to return, he raises his staff and casts a beam of light upwards, signalling, shimmering and bright. And the two armed dwarves at the bottom of the well raise the barrels of their rifles to the sky.
The roof.
Yes, towards the roof, that's true.
It's
Each
clear.
takes
Say the black.
Obadiah might see takes a knife, scratches a particular point on their candles. And you march onwards. So, Gronon, your plan is to ascend, is that right?
Yes. Figuratively and literally.
You pass the bodies of a few dwarves. Gronon has passed by these, but there are murmurs, there is chatter from those whom you lead. There are a few gasps behind you. The chanting, the fervour of your followers wavers slightly, as there are shot dwarves here at the bottom. But no gun cracks come down to meet you. Dunbarn stands unhappily as he sees you onwards, sees you turn to take the stair.
I'm going to be grinning mockingly at him.
Yeah. And you go upwards. It takes a few minutes for all 131 of the dwarves to find their way onto the wide staircase, the wide spiral, twisting ascent up the well. Once they are through, the orcs, it is your turn. And you pass down under this great chamber, and there are again gasps, murmurs, mumbles, as the dwarves look upwards for the first time, as the orcs, sorry, pardon me,
That was what you meant.
and see cold, light air circulate upwards. Evening warmth. And from the giants, as they pass through, they are able to stand here. Stand upright, not merely hunch. And they do so with groans. Stand. Place hand, the palms of which are larger than the dwarves upon the stairs stand tall against the wall. Each takes a turn to crack the vertebrae in his back, extend his neck fully. Breathe deeply, fill his lungs, exhale noisily through the nose, and stoop once more into the tunnel on the opposite side. Jethro, you approach the great gate. And pull upon it. And it swings heavily, slowly, but surely, to cold evening light, with a grey, heavy sky, and damp, fresh riverside air of Bedenreach. And I think we'll end the session there.
Wonderful.
Wunderbar.
Yeah, cool.
Obadiah, you're going out with all the orcs out into Bedenreach?
Yes.
So we'll have the party very mildly split, with Gronon going uphill and the rest of you going out.
I'm just going to sow the last seeds of chaos and then jump off the mountain.
Brilliant.
Literally.
Peace! Leaps up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my plan.
We've got like 40 odd orcs, don't we?
Maybe more. I don't know.
Let's. I don't remember how many survived the first round of fights.
I did say to for them
13
to gather,
plus 5 plus 3.
Gather all
There
the,
was 20 odd in the red market, and then however many we got in the last fight.
and I did say to gather all the rest of them if they can.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
I don't think they'll all survive this
No.
march and then the new town, but we should save as many.
Let's
Yeah, they
say
will. Why not?
40 plus 3 giants.
Food.
works for me.
Yeah. Fucking torque and just make food.
Well,
I've got rations on me as well.
Yeah,
And
but it's
could
many days before they have a source of
And
food.
Bed and Reach
Weeks.
can... Yeah, no, true. But
No,
Bed and
good.
Reach can make... we can buy food in Bed and Reach.
I've got plant growth, and
Yeah.
fucking, if I do the 8-hour cast,
Yeah,
and
so we
then
need
I
some
plant
time.
in the middle of the field, and then cast normal plant growth, where it actually makes everything in 100 meters around me overgrow, it will then grow all the plants in that field.
It's
If
no
I can
stuff, but
He can grow several tons of potatoes.
If
in
I
8
can get a
hours.
long rest to change my spells up, then I can create. I got creative food and water, so I can just cast that a bunch.
That's only enough for X
Yes,
amount
okay.
of people. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is, but
Where I can
Let me
just
check.
grow
45,
fields.
45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water.
who the fuck knows what a pound or a gallon is?
Mm.
The backward ass Americans
Enough to
making
sustain
this
up
game.
to 15 humanoids for 24 hours.
So
That's
that's
like half the
probably
number.
half the number of humans and
that's
0 the
enough
number
to
of
get-
giants. But
So
yeah,
if you like,
we can do it. We can do it.
we can
I think.
buy food. Be
Yeah,
right.
buy a couple of cows. You know.
Yeah, yeah, I think we can do
That's
it.
like 5 orcs.
I'm
one
assuming a
meal.
cow is a giant is a cow a day, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realised something actually. As we're ending the session now, I better let you guys know. I didn't realise until yesterday that I'm going to be unavailable on the 1st of August, unfortunately,
That's all right.
which is in 2 weeks' time.
it's probably over.
Gave us notice. That's fine.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I completely
Sure.
forgot about it's a LARP event. I completely forgot about it until yesterday when people were getting excited about it. I'm like, oh shit, yeah. Forgot about that.
You doing a LARP?
Yeah, I do LARPing.
Which
Cool.
LARP is it?
It's called Blood Red Rose. It's kind of like low fantasy.
Nice.
It's like there's no magic really. Like there's blood magic, but that's all evil stuff. So none of the players use that. So it's all just swords and shields and armor.
Great.
Nice.
Real
Yeah.
metal armor as well. We don't play around with. We got real metal chainmail, real metal plate. The only things that are fake is the swords and shields, which are foam.
Makes sense.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I used to
Don't
run
introduce
the
him to
Vampire
use.
the Masquerade LARP in Dublin for like 4 years.
Huh.
Oh, nice.
Me and a few other guys. That was back in the 90s, though, when that shit was like
See,
fucking.
with plant growth,
You're gonna say cool, and then you realized it wasn't ever cool.
No, when I was going to say it, when it was edgelordy. But it pretty much was. It was like back in 96, 94, or something like that.
They still look down on us. Nerdy in a way.
Oh, fucking
We are
horses! Everyone's weird.
playing D&D right now.
Yeah.
Well, we've just finished playing.
Oh,
D&D.
yeah. But then there's the guys that fucking,
Then there's weeaboos
yeah,
and furries.
no furries. Yeah.
I was watching a few D&D channels tonight of like D&D GM advice things, and it was
And let's not mention the foreigners. So,
it was a bunch
good
of guys
advice.
that were in about my age, so I was going, oh, they must have some good advice. And I clicked on one dude who was like, okay, maybe he's had a different take on how to run be a GM over since he's 40 something. And his fucking avatar is like a 6 foot tall furry fox dude. And I'm like, he didn't look like a furry, like he wasn't a sexualized fox. But it was enough to go, no, I don't care what you have to say. I'm not listening to this.
Furry detected, opinion ignored and invalidated.
Yeah, it was like, could have been the best GM ever, greatest advice ever. It's like, no, that's awful. Stop the fuck on. Like, I realized when I was a 17-year-old in fucking Dublin doing the LARP, I was like, edgelordy, wannabe vampire, whatever, wanker. I was like, no, I get it. I can look back at myself now and go, you're a twat. But yeah, anyway.
that was a good run.
That's a great note to end the video.
You just leave after finishing saying all that.
He mic dropped us.
Pretty much.
The motherfucker just mic dropped us.
Just mic drop, I'm out.
Legend.